You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Check, check, check.
There we go.
Testing, check, 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 check.
Yeah, it's coming.
Shut up, Nate. Let's see.
They haven't done anything yet. Okay.
Man, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Scott with the first.
ठीक है.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Church Street Park for the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. So good to say that, finally be here at Church Street Park as we have this match between the Morrisville Raptors and the Baltimore Royals. We apologize for not being able to bring you this as quickly as we would have liked. We've missed a couple overs here. 3 overs have passed. 26 runs are on the board right now for the Morrisville Raptors. And I'm Owen Patel, joined alongside Nate Hayes once again. The Morrisville Raptors sent in to bat first. Nate, we're back at Church Street Park. Planes are flying. Cricket's happening at Church Street. What better could be happening?
Oh, this is fantastic. And we were just here, a little bit more than a week ago with the Major League, but it's always nice to get back into minor league.
Speaking of getting back into minor league, the Raptors, they're back here at home, and the opening pair, one change in it. No Lehiro Malanta, moving, of course, to the Silicon Valley Strikers in the offseason. They've brought along, though, Trayvon Griffith, who's played a lot of cricket here. He's been good. And Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy, who's been playing for the Raptors for 2 seasons now. He's been fantastic, a part of that opening pair for a couple of years now. And bowling right now is Derval Green for the Baltimore Royals. We've seen also Neil Narekar as the other bowler, an off-spinner from the other end.
Ooh, what a ball there. That just gets by the keeper.
Yeah, this wicket, it's hard, and that one's going to just take away for a couple of byes. But the wicket is hard. There's some bounce on offer, maybe some greenery on. You can see some grass on it, so there might be some sideways movement. But this is going to be a wicket I think the batters are going to enjoy. Ball seems to be racing onto the bat from the little we've seen so far.
Right.
We see Trayvon Griffith already play a couple of sweeps. Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy in the previous over from Derval Green get a couple of pull shots and balls away that were just racing onto his bat.
And you mentioned Lehiro's gone. We also are missing Obis Pinar, who is going on to play for the Atlanta Fire, who actually will play a lot of their games here.
Well, that time Trayvon Griffith just looking to run it down. It's gone by.
It's gone to the boundary.
Jessica Malhotra unable to collect it. Given byes there from the umpire, so not going to be happy is Derval Green, but the Raptors will take it 4 more nonetheless.
And this is a relatively good start for the Raptors. We know their history. They tend to start a little bit slow in the power play. And as everybody who follows the Raptors, anybody who watches games here at Church Street Park knows, every innings is like a 3-act play, I like to say. Basically, you never know what's going to happen. You can start one way and end another. You can start terrifically, fall apart, and then finish strong. It's a lot of variety here.
Well, Trayvon Griffith has started really well. You can hear the sound just coming off the bat right now. He's timing it superbly well, and that's good signs for a Raptors batting lineup that you're going to look at today and say, maybe they're not as deep as maybe they were last season.
Sure, missing Obis down, in the middle of the order is really going to be a concern for them. But they do have Sanjay Stanley's another year older. This will be a great year for him to kind of grab the place on the team by the reins. And we just had a Major League Cricket here where everybody saw that's the big stage here now. Maybe that'll help the younger guys to relax and perform.
Well, this last ball, the 4th over, comes off the pad, and they're going to sneak away for a single, so it's another good over for the Morrisville Raptors. They'll move to 34 without loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So again, welcome back to Church Street Park, and again we have this matchup between the Morrisville Raptors and the Baltimore Royals. The Raptors have gotten off to a good start in these first 4 overs, and has prompted a change from Jessica Malhotra. He started off with Neil Narekar bowling from this end, the off spinner. trying to bowl into Trayvon Griffith, get the turn away. He's brought on Keon Joseph as the bowler for himself. Keon Joseph, he played for the New England Eagles last season, Nate. 14 wickets in 12 innings with an economy just under 7. So he's someone that they're going to look, he's looking to now to take this wicket and break an early partnership, get the likes of Rohan Phadke, Sanjay Stanley, the younger guys out there a little bit earlier.
Good addition to the team, especially because DC, or not DC, they're Baltimore now. Baltimore will be playing, a lot more on turf this year than they have in the past. So it's good to have bowlers, such as Keon, such as Derbil Green. Derbil really bowled a heavy ball less over. Let's see what we got going on right here. Oh.
Well, we'll have to wait just a little bit longer for Keon Joseph to get going here in minor league cricket. But again, when we look at the function of these two sides, again, the airplanes are going to come consistently, Nate. And right now, a little bit empty here at Church Street Park.
Sure.
Fans will start to come in. There's already a couple to our left and right, but as the sun goes down, the magic comes out, and so do the fans. So we're ready for that to happen. Ready to be back in Morrisville for that. We got bleachers now for the fans.
And guess what? The bleachers over there to the west give a lot of shade right now.
And for a second time, he's missed it, maybe to the displeasure of Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy that time.
I think it's the airplanes flying overhead, throwing him off a little bit. He saw another one coming in the distance, and I think that's what it is. My kids get distracted like that at soccer when an airplane flies overhead, So maybe the cricketers do too.
Well, you can't be distracted here at Church Street Park because there's too many planes to go around to be distracted by. There's another one already overhead, so you're going to see plenty of those. But again, I think this is a big over this for Keon Joseph. He's got a third man deep at the moment. And you can see just why. Carry there to Jaskaran Malhotra. You can see the dab down too from Vinod Kumar. And again, just flirting outside that off stump.
Yeah, this is a good line and length here right now from Keon. He's going to want to stay there for a while until somebody forces him not to.
Yeah, and that's what I thought Vinod was very good at last season for the Raptors. He was able to score quickly, and that was kind of the role I thought he would also be able to employ this year. And what they're going to want from him is you're going to want one of these two to get quick. Well, Trayvon Griffith's been quick already, and Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy is, again, showing the intent. That one just goes one to third man, but that's going to be the key for the Raptors, just because, again, we're talking about not having as many wickets or not as many batters in your dugout. Even we talk about the loss of Obis Pinar, talk about the loss of maybe a Colin Archibald, a Matthew Ford, who was part of the lineup for the later part of the year. These are guys that give you a lot with the bat in the back end. Don't have that experience right now. You're relying on a lot newer pieces.
Sure.
And so you're going to want to have those batters up top the order score a lot more frequently.
A lot of all-rounders in this team. There's always a lot of all-rounders in the Raptors. But I wonder if we'll see a little more batting from Aditya Padala this year, who actually performed quite well at the bottom of the order for the team last year, especially in clutch situations.
Yeah, you got to look at the likes of, Rohan Phadke, Abhinam Bolasetti, part of the team of the tournament. Big shot there from Trayvon Griffith. A big shout from both the Jaskaran Malhotra and Keon Joseph, and given not out by umpire Alvin. And just, maybe is he saying he's outside the line? You can look at the adventure though from Trayvon Griffith. We saw him play a shot like that at the finals weekend in 2021. So this is a shot in his playbook.
Well, yeah, we've seen that from him here at this very ground for the last couple of years. Well, in 2021, exactly like you said. Last year he played down in St. Louis. But yes, I love watching Trayvon Griffith. I love watching Griff. He's so inventive. The word inventive, I think, is a little bit overused. It's not really inventive when you keep doing the same things. but you're going to see a bag of tricks out of him.
And this one just finds the inside edge. They're looking for one. They're just going to get there. Could have been close had that one been a direct hit. But, again, finding ways to score some runs here are the Raptors. Not going to be, this is a good comeback, though, for the Baltimore Royals. They've gone a bit expensive in the previous couple of overs. But now they're starting to reel things back. You're just 2 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries. It's 36 without loss right now for the Morrisville Raptors with 2 balls left here in the 5th.
Yeah, a few buys, a few runs off of buys. But yeah, off the bat, they've been pretty solid. They want to navigate their power play somewhat carefully. You want to maximize it as well, especially with all the batting that Baltimore has coming up.
This one full down the leg side. Well kept there from Jaskaran Malhotra, able to keep it from being 4. I think he was trying a slower ball. It looked like it dipped in the end, too. Gave Jaskaran a chance to get down there.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think either it slipped out completely. Either way, it was definitely slower than his stock ball's been today.
Yeah, again, just trying to change and be a little bit more inventive there. And again, Vinod Kumar on the Swami. He's going to let the runs come to him. He's not someone who's going to search after it, it feels like.
Sure.
Even though he's a very aggressive player, everything feels like he's playing within himself. I heard a great quote from maybe de Villiers, play everything in your box, and that's what Vinod Kumar tends to do. Just like that one in his box, straight down the ground, no fielder out there.
It looks like a four.
It's going to be
right
a one
there.
bounce four, and how about this? Vinod Kumar, probably the most confident shot and the most successful shot we've seen today.
Yeah, the best shot of the innings so far. Obviously, we saw a couple of sweep shots from Trayvon, but yeah, that, like you said, that was confident. He took that ball on and he just dispatched it for four. It just missed six by maybe a foot.
Yeah, cannot bowl there if you're Keon Joseph. Just had been hitting that good hard length, got a little bit fuller to Trayvon Griffith, was at Yorker length though. This one though sat up in the slot and not going to miss out is Vinod Kumar on the Swami. Like we said, free flowing, plays in his box and with no fielder out, was not going to miss. This time to the covers, but straight to the man in the covers. But another good over for the Morrisville Raptors. That'll end it. At the end of 5, it's 41 without loss.
Welcome to Dallas.
हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
बहुत शुक्रिया प्लीज
अरे आप भी समोसे?
यू विल लव दिस समोसा सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए।
नए माने?
वो लक्ष्मी है ना
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे?
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और।
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे?
ओ यार, ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना।
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
Welcome back here to Church Street Park. And we're here with just a couple of balls left in this 6th over, then the power play. And Trayvon Griffith, well, he's putting on a show. Now that we're back, he said, you know what, I'll calm down a little bit. But this over prior to that, Dot, a 2 off a no ball, and then back-to-back 4s to follow that up, Nate. So the scores jumped up past 50 already. Trayvon Griffith's into the 20s, and it's been a rude welcoming for Bipul Sharma, who's the new bowler for the Royals.
Yes, it has, and they're going to squeeze out the single right here. This is one of the things that Trayvon brings. Obviously, that was an easy single, but Trayvon is pretty good running between the wickets. So we have that to look forward to.
And this was a big question here for the Raptors, right? Talking about coming into the year. What's the opening going to look like without Lahiru Malanta, who was so good, you know, one of the leading run scorers in the South, only behind like a Rakeem Cornwall.
Right.
Where do you get that production from? They're able to go and bring Trayvon Griffith over, and that's a huge addition. Again,
big boost.
Loves playing on turf.
Yeah.
Scored a lot of runs here when he played here for the Empire State Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So he was so good in 2021. But now, if you're the Baltimore Royals, how do you respond? 50 runs already on the board here in the power play. They have a slip in play. Again, it does get easier to bat with the lights, and so you're thinking, okay, with the hard wicket, with it coming onto the bat with the dew as well, taking out some of the spinners, you're thinking you can chase down a 160 to 170. But right now they're on pace for a 185, Nate, and if these two stick in the middle for quite some time, that score could be well past 200.
And I think they're going to need to stick around for a while. I think we're going to need to see Trayvon for a while.
Well, a good end to the over for the Baltimore Royals. Only give up 1 off those final 3 deliveries. At the end of the power play, it's 53 without loss.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
And welcome back to Church Street Park. More spin here, Nate. Now the field's opened up. We're going to see our first Major League Cricket bowler, and it's going to be Sarbjit Singh Ladda. Sarbjit Ladda coming in to bowl here for the Baltimore Royals. Played for the champion MI New York side. Got to basically learn from Rashid Khan up close and in person, so you know he's going to love that. He'll be starting, though, to the left-handed Trayvon Griffith. And starts well on a good length, no run on offer, and I think that's going to be the key to me for when watching Ladda here is he offers flight. How's the length looking? If he gets too full, you know these two batters are going to take him. If he gets too short, obviously that's easy pickings. How's that length working for Sarbjit Ladda here on turf?
And you know he's had 2 years of very good production in minor league cricket. He practices his bowling. He sets up a Olympic-sized hurdle. And then he jumps over it. Watch here, you'll see a little bit of this right here. This is boing.
Now, is that factual information then, Nate, the Olympic-sized hurdle?
No,
that though for Ladda. Before we get into that, it's going to result in some overthrows.
Yeah.
But you can see the effort there, and you got to respect the effort.
Yes, the confidence in himself there to make that play.
Here's the thing here, Nate. We were talking about this off air. It's been the extras that's been just really staggering here for the Baltimore Royals.
Yes.
Start. A real sloppy start.
Real sloppy start. 11 extras coming into this over here. You know, and not really a whole lot of excuses for it either. But yeah, it's made it so that it's tough to predict this innings because neither batter's really what I would call hot right now.
Well, that one going to be cut away through the offside. Should pick up maybe just one, and it will be just one. Again, I think Captain Malhotra is going to look.
Oh, there they go. They worked out another off of the overthrow there.
Again, this is what we're talking about. A little bit of sloppy start here for the Baltimore Royals, and I think a lot of it comes from hey, look, a lot of these guys haven't been together for a long time, right?
Sure, yeah.
Major League was just a week ago, and
Right.
now we're getting these guys trying to come here, and I feel that you can feel that they haven't worked together.
Well, the throw came in with the sun to his back. You could see Lada was struggling with picking up that ball in the air, and backed up. He probably could have come forward a couple steps and caught that, but backed up and it skipped away from him there, got underneath him.
This one just tucked into the leg side. The call is for 2. Gonna have to push, unable to collect it. I think had he been able to collect that one, it could have been an interesting question.
Yeah.
But they'll find 2 runs, and so again, this is good production. Unable to find some boundaries, and know that Ludda is maybe arguably the dangerous bowler on this roster.
Right.
Let's not try to do too much. Just make sure the runs keep flowing. Courtesy of some overthrows, they've been able to get 6 runs so far.
Yeah, and you could hear how early that decision was made to go for 2 right there by Trayvon. This is one of the ways he's really valuable to any team that he plays on. He does a lot of things really, really well. He's just an all-round good cricketer. But on a play like that, you got to make the call early.
Offered a little bit more flight, unable to field it, put straight back down the ground for 1. You mentioned the production from Sarbjit Ludda in his 30 innings in minor league cricket. Has 56 wickets to his name, has a fifer.
Just ridiculous.
Takes a wicket almost every 2 overs. The strike rate's 12.
Right.
So this is a guy that every 12 balls, he's getting a wicket. So when you think about that as a leg spinner in a T20 competition, changes the game. And this is now the matchup. He's going to get a couple of balls here at Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy. Rather just 1 ball here, but it's the right-hander that they've wanted him to bowl at. I think maybe a miscalculation to bring him on from this end, but you have the right-hander now on strike. Can you take advantage? Flighted, real turn on offer though, but he's able to get a good piece of it down to 3rd man, and it's going to run all the way down to the boundary. Yeah, well, 4 runs, maybe not the most conventional or confident.
It almost turned too much there.
It did. Turning square, good signs for other bowlers, but that'll do it for the 7th over. The Morrisville Raptors, they're 64 without loss.
Turned right into his bat.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
And welcome back to this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship here, Nate. Well, the Royals, they're going to need to refuel here with some Lakshmi Rice, I think, to get back into this game. 7 overs gone, 64 runs already on the board. They go back to Bipul Sharma.
Oof.
Not a better start, though. Another extra, able to get 1.
Oh, they're going to maybe get another
Jaskar
one.
Malhotra was too busy looking at Bipul Sharma to realize that the throw was coming, is now having a conversation with his fielder. This is a real sloppy start from the Royals, and it's only getting sloppy.
This is really sloppy. We were just talking about how they had 11 extras, and now, how many do they have right now? They've got a lot more than that. Let me see. I got to refresh.
The mathematician, guys, the numbers guy, Nate Hayes.
Refresh. This is, you know what they say. This is not a math show. But
well, it seems very calculated here for the Morrisville Raptors. Don't have to do too much. Again, we talked about it. A couple of shots here and there. Trayvon Griffith was welcomed with some nice full tosses to get himself going, but neither has really jumped ahead of this inning so far. It's been a lot of just sloppy work from the Baltimore Royals, letting the Morrisville Raptors off the hook, allowing the pressure really to seep away. 4 runs already off 2 deliveries, and you'll take that all day if you're the Morrisville Raptors. Again, this is not the start you envisioned with the Baltimore Royals, winning the toss, choosing to bowl first.
Ooh.
But there you go, Bipul Sharma strikes back. You can see Vinod Kumar, he would just look to come down the ground, hit it straight back over the top, missed it, played all around it, and Bipul Sharma, after what was an exhausting first over and a couple of deliveries, gets his man.
yeah, there you go. That was a little bit rough. A risky
He found
Yeah.
one of the only soft spots in it.
Yeah, he
the
sure
North
did.
mark on the Swami. He has to go 19 of 20 deliveries. Well, welcome back to Church Street Park, and we saw the first wicket fall for the Morrisville Raptors. The Baltimore Royals, they'll be ecstatic about that one, and it'll bring out young Rohan Fudke. For those of you who haven't been following games here at Church Street Park, Rohan Fudke was a member of that 2021 USA Under-19 team. Had an up and down year in 2022 rather. Didn't really find any sort of rhythm for himself.
Right.
Had himself with just 90 strike rate. It was able to bowl well though. That was, I think, the key for him. He
Yeah.
has the variation and great in the field.
That's the biggest key for him.
But now, given the one down spot,
And I was wondering who was going to have this one down spot, but there you go, right into the stumps at the other end. We've seen a lot of weird things already. Let me tell you, that
Yeah.
doesn't happen very often.
it's been an interesting start here at Church Street Park. And I think the reason, as you take a look at this replay, again, Trayvon well within his crease, watchful of Bipul Sharma. But the real question, I think, or the reason why I believe Rohan Fudke is in at the one down spot, they were thinking they were going to open with him last year, didn't really work out. But he gives you those overs with the ball, and when you lose guys like Colin Archibald, Matthew Ford,
Sure.
Sivakumar Duvaparapu,
Yeah.
you're looking to find replacements for three guys that were really impactful with the ball.
Yes.
So now you have him as another option to take an over or two away. And tucked in, and this is also a guy who, when he's playing at his best, I think can really fire here, especially at Church Street Park.
Right.
In a role where when you're coming into bat, you're coming in with two free-flowing players, so you don't have to be ultra aggressive. You don't have to go and create anything. And I think that's going to be the key as well. I think he got off to some starts and then kind of threw his wickets away at times. So for him, it's about just getting in, finding a rhythm.
It looks like they're going to go for two here, maybe. Trayvon slipped there at the end of that one.
It's not the first time he's done that. He did it in the first over. In fact, trying to run back from that very end. So maybe a little bit.
Maybe a spike's missing off of his bottom of his shoe
maybe
there.
a little damp.
It's
on
not
that
unusual to be
area.
walking around this ground and find a spike laying around somewhere, you know?
We'll have to see after the game. We got to go check it out on that side of the wicket. But something to watch for.
Yeah.
And also, we also saw Keon Joseph struggle with his run-up from that very end. So maybe there's something on that side.
Ooh.
Oh, what a
Ooh.
delivery that was from Bipul Sharma. Josh Malta, a half-hearted appeal, but a good way to end the over for the Baltimore Royals. They get a wicket in that one. Again, just take another look at this replay here. Just hurries along inside of Trayvon Griffith. Good turn there on offer at the end of the 8th over. It's 71 for 1.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Well, Nate, we have, of course, Bobber right here with the amazing production, getting everything working, back on track. Again, it was a hard-fought couple hours to get this going, so to get all this working and in time is great. And what also is great for the Baltimore Orioles, they're going to continue with a Sarbjit Ludda, and they're going to hope he's able to take a wicket. He's also going to be bowling to a right-handed Rohan Fudke, which he only got one ball to right-hander in his previous over. So he's going to prefer this to bowling to the left-handed Griffith. And starts off well.
Well defended there. Yeah, let's see here. This is a big test for Rohan Fudke. Imagine, you're coming in, you're a youngster, you're getting ready to bat against a guy who started the major league season, played in the very first game for the New York franchise.
Flied it up. It's in the air for a moment, but well in the gap. Well placed, actually, there from Rohan Fudke.
Well
Very
placed,
intentional with that shot.
Well, that's why you want to keep keep the face of your bat facing the ball like he did right there. He was able to, his timing wasn't perfect there, but he was still able to get a good shot, place it well.
Well, speaking of faces, Trayvon Griffith's got the helmet off, seeing that all the spins being bowled. He's felt comfortable with the bounce, and also you can see Jessica Malota doing something different as well. There was no short mid-wicket in that previous overs for Sarbjit Ludda. They've gone for that short mid-wicket because of just the amount of runs Trayvon Griffith was milking in that area. It's a very smart move. Oh, look at that, though.
Yeah, there we go.
Moves a fielder from one area, says, nah, keep him there because I'm going to play this shot. Not going to run away for 4. Not enough pace on that. But they'll pick up 2, and Rohan Fudke wants 3, and they'll get it. It's good running. It's good shot selection. Again, you can say it's outrageous and adventurous, but it's very smart. Saw the fielder move from there, said, you know what? I'll play it right where the gap is.
This is what Trayvon Griffith does so well. He's always aware of where the fielders are. He's always aware of what his options are and what the bowler's trying to do. And he's always seems to have 2 or 3 options every time.
And that's the beauty of having Trayvon Griffith. I felt, again, you needed someone that could bat through. And Trayvon's a guy who can bat through for this team and take a lot of pressure off the youngsters. This one cut. It's cut between point and third man. It's running along the ground. Trayvon Griffith's running for 2. Don't worry about it because that's 4. Save your legs out there. Rohan Fudke, he's getting the scoring going.
Yeah, and he's running quite a lot here. So this is good to see. The 2 of these guys run very well. So that was going to be 4 probably anyways. It seemed like it. But yeah, they're running so well together right now. Obviously, didn't even need to run in that one, but that would have been quite the flex to just stand there and watch that one, huh?
Well, it's a good start here, and again, for the Royals, you're wondering about the fielding. You're wondering about the sloppiness that you've seen so far. You can't let this game get out of hand. It's going to get better to bat on, you feel, right?
Yeah.
You're knowing what the wicket's doing. It's hard. Maybe a couple soft spots. Not a lot of cracks in the wicket yet. Lights will come on. Dew will come on. So you got to feel comfortable. You can't let this game get out of hand. If you have 180 on the board, it's chaseable with the batting you have in a Ravinder Singh, Jaskar and Malhotra. Rithvik Behera, I've heard, is in great touch.
I think with the extras here, though, not just the extras. We've seen some full tosses. We've seen some really not terrific bowling so far from the Baltimore Royals, which I want to enunciate because I keep hearing Baltimore Orioles every time I say it. But with the Baltimore Royals here, yeah, not the best bowling today.
Oh, this one looks good. Sarbjit Ludda, he's running. Finger goes up from Alvin Barnett. It looked pretty straight in front. A smile on the face of Trayvon Griffith because I think everyone knew that one looked good. I think it just stayed straighter on. Rohan Fudke, I think maybe expecting it to turn away. And there you go, a second wicket.
Yeah, and let's take a look here at this. The angle's not quite dead on, but that looked like such a good ball. And honestly, that was a very casual appeal.
Yeah, he knew it. Googly came in. It looked about hitting middle and leg, and that's the end of Rohan Fudke and the end of the 9th over. The Morrisville Raptors are 79 for 2.
Welcome to Dallas. हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
बहुत शुक्रिया, please.
अरे, आप भी समोसे?
You will love these samosa. सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं.
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए.
नए माने?
वो लक्ष्मी है ना?
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे?
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले.
एक समोसा और.
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे?
ओ यार, ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना.
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
And welcome back here to Church Street Park. And man, the Lakshmi Ice must be working wonders for the Baltimore Orioles. They've picked up a couple of wickets now since we've called for it. And they'll bring out Sanjay Stanley into the middle. He's at the non-striker's end. And the return of Neil Navarrete. Ooh, and Sanjay Stanley, got to be careful of that one. Got to stay in your crease there.
Yeah, how about that?
Was well outside. You could see Neil just looking at it saying, I could hit these. This one, just aerial for a moment, not going anywhere though. And this is the one thing for the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, 79 runs are on the board through 9 overs, but you don't have any flow really from Trayvon Griffiths, who's 39 off of 30 deliveries. He still hasn't looked in complete flow yet. And so that's solace you'll take. That one cut just straight to the fielder. Chance of a run out. Should be a run out. Oh, won't be. Sanjay Stanley in real trouble, and he's almost been run out twice in just 2 deliveries here.
Yeah, I don't. That should have been a collected throw right there. That should have been a much closer chance. It should have been 50-50 right here on whether or not Sanjay survives this. But Navakar is dropped it.
Yeah, and we'll get a quick single out here, and so we'll get our first look at Sanjay Stanley, and we'll see what he's able to bring here. Again, Sanjay Stanley, someone we talked about up and down year for Rohan Phadke. Sanjay Stanley, another up and down year for him last season. Real high expectations for what he could be, and just hasn't really found much rhythm. You're going to talk about a shot from this end against Liam Plunkett as the highlight of his season. Had a couple of 20s last year, but then just kind of fell out of favor, fell out of the runs. He's going to want to put himself in a favorable position. The once vice captain of the USA Under-19 team.
Absolutely, and he's the reigning champion of the Ball and Play League with John Boy in John Boy's Warehouse games, which were a lot of fun. Oh, sorry, we were talking about Jaskar in there?
Sanjay Stanley.
Oh, my fault, I'm sorry. I was looking at Jaskar. That was terrible. So, yeah, Sanjay Stanley, phenomenal stuff. He hasn't played in the Ball and Play League yet, but let's get him in there. Come on, Sanjay.
This is Nate's plea to John Boy. He's saying that, John Boy, get him on your team. He's going to win you a tournament finally at your own warehouse. A big shot comes out. Looks like it's going down leg. Oh, no, he's giving him. Again, we don't have the exact angle from here. We're a little bit shifted. But after a long decision, Sanjay Stanley goes, and no runs on his name. And this is rapid fire of loss of wickets here for the Morrisville Raptors.
Yeah, that's such a shame. Sanjay will have wanted to, obviously, I mean, everybody wants to stick around a while. But we know how important Sanjay can be, kind of a momentum player. And so every, if he can build up a few good innings in a row, we might see some magic from him.
And that ends the halfway stage of this first innings. It's 80 for 3.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So we welcome you back here to Church Street Park, and a snappy refire from the Baltimore Orioles to get themselves back into this match, and has brought out the captain of the Morrisville Raptors, Dane Pete. Now, Dane, you're going to know him for his bowling exploits. Great off spinner. We know that already, but talk about him with the bat in hand. Last season has a high score of 53. We saw it here at Church Street Park against the New Jersey Stallions. We saw him win innings here at Church Street Park against the Somerset Cavaliers, and we saw him win innings in Atlanta against the Atlanta Lightning. So this is a guy who can score. It's 124 is his strike rate. This is a guy who, again, can stick in for long periods of time and just is very smart with how he wants to play his cricket. And the new bowler is Ravi Inder Singh. This is a man who was amongst the top 10 run scorers in 2021.
Yeah, one of the top cricketers in the East. For certain over the last couple of seasons. He's a staple in that Washington cricket scene. He's one of the top cricketers, obviously, in Washington, D.C. area. But yeah, we're just over halfway through here, and Dane Pete brings himself in. Like you said, he's won games for them. He just wants to steady the ship right now.
Just fend one away, and again, that's going to be the key here. Again, we talked about it. The Baltimore Royals are not out of this at all. We saw the start that the Raptors got off to might be a little bit misconceiving because of just the extras.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But let's see here. The Raptors know they had a great start. They don't want to lose it. Things have changed a lot in the last 2 overs. I don't know how much the attitude has changed, so particularly for the Baltimore Royals. They don't seem like a team that feels like they're back in this game.
This one pushed away through the covers. Just going to be one out there, and we've seen just the boundaries not flow quite yet, but I think you mentioned it. This is going to be a rebuilding period. Get to that 15th over, and then when you have Abiram Bolasetti, who has a 44 here at Church Street Park, was terrific. With those big hitters, you're thinking that's going to be the key for them coming out later stages of the innings.
And that's a great shot there that Dane loves to play, that particular shot. But yeah, like I said, I want to see a little more fire out of this Baltimore team who's just gotten themselves, I don't know if they realize how much they've gotten themselves back into this innings. As we said before, a lot of that is due to the players that the Raptors have lost. They're playing with a few new guys there. They've lost a lot of their bigger players last year. They're a 2-time playoff team.
And that'll be the end of the 11th over. It's 84 for 3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
More spin for the Baltimore Royals. They've only gone with their couple overs apace. You count just 3 overs apace so far. And they've been very content to let the spinners go about their business. And why not? It's working for them. Brought them some wickets. And it'll be Neil Navrekut coming back in here for his final over. And if you're the Morrisville Raptors, you're going to think it's a good sign for yourself as well. You got the like of Dane Pete, obviously the off spinner who bowled on the power play. Think about, as his plane flies over, Kartiki Jagadish, 5-wicket haul for him. So he's someone who can be really effective as well. So there's a lot of spin on offer, but you got to just wonder, when do the pace bowlers come back in for the Baltimore Royals?
Yeah, I think the reputation of this ground is that the dew's going to come in around, 7 or so, maybe a little bit after 7 o'clock. And, you might want to save your fast bowlers for that point. Maybe that's what Just Karan's thinking. But they do have a plethora of good spin bowling.
This one just tucked into the leg side. No run on offer. You've seen the field kind of come in that mid-wicket area, daring the team to go over the top. And very aggressive here from the Baltimore Royals. And my goodness, so they're flying through these overs now. The dot balls are kind of piling on top of each other. They're able to kind of just bowl at the pace they want to. I think at some point, not only just for the run's sake for the Morrisville Raptors, but also just to throw Baltimore off their rhythm. You got to get a boundary in here and just try to make these bowlers not able to bowl the rhythm they want to bowl. This one just finds under half of the bat. Really nowhere to go, and that'll do it. Another quick one. 12 overs gone. It's 86 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
More spin. It's Ravinder Singh coming back in for a second over. Why not? First one just went for 4. This one, a little misfield, going to lead to a single there. Trayvon Griffith, he's cruising here in the 40s, just trucking his way along. They're going to need to start picking things up. There's only 7 overs left after the conclusion of this one. Oh, there you go. Dane Pete wants it. Has he found a fielder?
That's 6 runs right there.
Oh, it was a terrific effort.
Good
real
effort.
terrific effort there. Hit his hands, but well over the boundary rope.
He actually caught that one, but he landed his entire body on the other side of the rope there.
You got to respect the effort. You can see the teammates saying good. Sorry about that. Mic fell off. You can see the teammates saying good effort there, but it'll be 6 for Dane Pete, and they'll take that for sure. Oh, how about that one? Just getting past that outside edge. Justin Holt, a quick behind the stumps, and a good bounce back ball for Ravinder.
Yeah, that was a heck of a ball. But yeah, that was an excellent job by the long on fielder there making that diving effort. But, I mean, if he had just tossed that back, it would have been an incredible play.
Sometimes easier said than done, as this
Always.
one's put right into the onside for a quick single there. And again, that's 6, the first boundary in 3 overs there that we've seen. So maybe takes a little bit of pressure off. And again, take another look at this. Just a touch short. Dane Pete gets onto it, and a really good effort out in the deep. He caught it one-handed. Just unable to toss it back. They'll pick up a single. Calls for 2, and Dane Pete wants it. Throw comes in. Chance of a run out. No, I think Dane's well safe in there. Again, good running here. The call was quick. Dane was never not going to run it as the lights start to come on here at Church Street Park.
Yeah, and Amon, the uniforms this year for the Raptors are a little bit brighter than last year. What are your thoughts about that?
I enjoy it. I enjoy some brightness in there. There's a little bit of a gradient running through the jersey. Don't mind that. The Baltimore Royals, they've gone a little duller of a yellow, suiting into that logo. That one just run to the fielder at third man, and that would close out the 13th over. It's 96 for 3.
हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
बहुत शुक्रिया, प्लीज।
अरे आप भी समोसे?
You will love these samosa. सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं।
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए।
नए माने?
वो लक्ष्मी है ना?
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे?
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और दे।
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे।
ओ यार, ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना।
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
So welcome back to Church Street Park, and again, you're going to think that the stream is a little bit different than it's usually been as Sarvjit Ladda comes back from the opposite end here, coming in from the Cedar Fork end. Nate doing this little Mario sound effect. But again, you notice the stream is a little different, some technical issues coming into the day, so very lucky through the hard work of Babar Beg and all of his team that we could get the stream that we got, as this one's pulled away into the onside. Going to be a couple of runs. They'll pick up 2. Good work out on the deep to keep it to just 2. And there you go. Now the backing up's working here for the Baltimore Royals.
Good throw, good fielding along the boundary there. And at the break, we were talking about what color this Royals jersey is, and I said it looked like vanilla pudding. And then I looked it up, and it actually, the hex code there matches pretty closely to vanilla pudding. And
well, there you go. That's a Nate Hayes classic right there. I don't think you're going to find any other person in the USA that's talking about vanilla pudding, the Baltimore Royals.
Look, if you're watching this, go Google the hex code for vanilla pudding. It's pound lowercase f 7 lowercase e 26 lowercase b. You will see this exact color, and it is vanilla pudding.
It's pretty close. I'm looking at it right now, and it is pretty close. If you feel like Googling it, go for it. I wouldn't recommend Googling. I don't know if it's that interesting, but hey, go for it. Again, if you're into jerseys, Nate Hayes is the guy to talk to. Oh, the switch hit comes out. It's gone through everybody. A big appeal. Maybe just came off a little bit of the pad, but they'll find 2 runs on it.
I thought it was glove there. I thought it hit his glove there, but either way, that's 2 runs.
We'll wait for the signal. He's given leg buys off of it, so
really?
It has come, at least according to the umpire, off of the pad. But you see Trayvon Griffith getting into the action, wanting to go over point. Take a second look at this. Yeah, I think it just came off of his hip there, just that left hip of his. Just a punch straight back to Sarbjeet Ludda, who gives a stare down to Trayvon Griffith, who just seems quite unfazed by it. Yeah, just staring him straight back, didn't really flinch on it. Trayvon Griffith, cool, calm, collected, and quietly has moved his way to 46 here. This time advances, meets it on the full. Has he got all of it? Oh, don't even worry about it. That's well clear. That's a huge 6, and that's the 50 for Trayvon Griffith. The first 50 for the Morrisville Raptors. First match for him with the Morrisville Raptors. Bat in the air, hat's already off. I love that there for Trayvon Griffith, and the Raptors, they'll take it.
Yeah, and we have fans starting to come in now, sitting in the shady areas. Not as visible on TV in those shady areas, sitting over towards the west side. But yeah, that was an excellent 6 there. Way to get your 50 there. I think that's the second 50 in the Atlantic Conference this season.
And you can just see on that replay, met the ball in the full, got to it, and there was no chance. It hit the top of the Royals dugout and fell into the trees. So we're just getting the ball, trying to look for it, and wow, what a shot that was for Trayvon Griffith. His best shot of the day so far. And again, you can see him looking to be more aggressive, you saw the switch had already come out. Now it's advancing down the ground, and a new member of the Morrisville Raptors, and joining him, giving him some drinks, there's some new member of the Morrisville Raptors. Mr. Unch Rai is out there with Captain Dane Pete and Trayvon Griffith. But a great 50 for Trayvon, coming in just 42 deliveries, and a key 50 for the Morrisville Raptors. They're going to need someone to bat through pretty consistently all year, and they're going to look to him to do that.
Yes, this is exactly what they need from Trayvon. They're getting it the very first game. This is a guy who has performed everywhere he's gone so far in minor league cricket.
And you can see just the whole search committee is looking for the ball there in the background. That camera pointed at the stumps. They're all looking for the ball. They're all looking over the fence. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? You often see that in league games here, and
yes,
everybody looking for it. I think they've got a ball in hand. So look at that, the search committee getting it done out there. Minor league cricket, not only going to bowl well, not only going to bat well, not we're going to field well, but we're going to field off of our little area as well. We're getting in the trees, we're getting our hands dirty, and we're finding these balls.
In North Carolina, every team needs that guy who can find the ball in the woods.
Nate, are you that guy?
I was that guy, and it was a good thing too, because I spent a lot of time sitting around watching the games, so I had to do something useful.
Well, the ball's being inspected. Dane Pete having a word, Sarbjeet Ludda having a word. Both umpires, Rahul Partwardhan and Alvin Barnett, having it, and they've agreed to the ball. And Trayvon Griffith, he'll be back after that monstrous 6 he hit, the first 6 we saw today. Coming in the 14th over, Nate, so that's also a bit of a shock to see your first 6 in a T20 match in the 14th over. And coming to Sarbjeet Ludda, too, maybe the one you thought maybe he's the one that doesn't go for a lot of runs. Well,
right.
They've said, all right, we're going to take the attack on here.
And the second 6 overall in the entire innings for the Raptors.
Yeah, Dane Pete had the first with that pull shot.
Vanel's just missed one.
This one leading edge, and 50 and out for Trayvon Griffith. Hit the 6, had to wait a little bit to get back, and that one maybe just stuck in the wicket, turned the bat early, found the leading edge, straight back to Sarbjeet Ludda to get that 4th wicket for the Raptors.
And the Royals will be happy they found that ball, because it gave them some good luck there.
And that'll, again, just take another look for it for Sarbjeet Ludda. Pulls the length a little bit, and just rushed on to Trayvon Griffith, held up And Trayvon Griffith just trying to turn it, found the leading edge, and that'll be the end of the 14th over. And Trayvon Griffith, 14 overs gone. It's 107 for 4.
What's up, Doug?
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back to Church Street Park. We just saw the wicket of Trayvon Griffith. He got the first 50 for the Raptors and loses his wicket the very next delivery. And that brings out Franklin Clement. And if you followed the team that's played in the D.C. Baltimore area, you would have been well aware of Franklin Clement, someone who's played for the former franchise, the D.C. Hawks. And he's someone you can also look at here who's probably keep wicket-keeper batter. So he'll keep wicket for the Morrisville Raptors. They sent him ahead of Abiram Bolasetti, so there's something in the tank here for Franklin Clement. It will be interesting to see what he does here at Church Street Park. First up, it's Dane Pete facing Bipul Sharma. Oh, this one on the pads. He's saying it's down
the
leg. Dane Pete showed the bat for a second. I think it was just a stop, but umpire Alvin Barnett is very adamant that that one was going down leg. Bipul Sharma is like, that's plumb. He's sold. Look at him. Look at him in the frame there. He's asking, what is wrong with that delivery? Well, everything was wrong with it according to Alvin Barnett. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, maybe just it hit the front pad. I think that might be the key. Hit the front pad. A lot of drift down. Didn't look like it turned back that much. This one hit. Oh, just evades the left hand. Long off giving chase. Won't get there. And OB4, so a possible wicket. 2 chances at a wicket, really. But OB4 runs for the captain, Dane Pete.
This is great stuff from Dane. We've seen him do this before. Well, the big question with Dane is how long can he go? We're in the 15th over right now. And ideally, you'd want him spelling, a little later in the innings. But this is what the doctor ordered, and this is what he's doing.
You can hear Bipul Sharma there saying there's no run there. There shouldn't be a run there. And that one's just, he's now moved long off, well straighter. So now we'll see if Dane tries to go a little bit wider. Yeah, you can see him make room for that very reason. I think he was looking to attack wider of that long off fielder. If he got one on that similar length, would have just pushed it out there. Again, very cerebral cricketer when we talk about Dane Pete, someone who does that quite often. He's always thinking about the angles and how to just adjust things. And we talk about Franklin Clement, who's now come on to strike, has a high score of 52 in minor league cricket. Had that 150, strikes it at 116. And no run on offer. Bipul Sharma does well to get there.
Great effort there by Bipul Sharma, but Dane wasn't going anywhere. It's kind of funny, comical how that effort was matched by the complete apathy of the non-striker.
This one pushed, gets a hand on it, Bipul Sharma, but not enough to stop the single. And still complaining to the long off fielder there. And now long off is giving some words back to Bipul Sharma. And again, you can see the exchanging of words here at the moment.
Yeah.
Not something you want to see first match in here for the Baltimore Royals.
No, but I've seen this team play before up in Philadelphia. They do kind of fuss at each other a lot.
Well, they're now in the Southern Division, so we'll see how their luck favors. This one cut, no run on offer there for Dane Pete. And that'll close out the 15th over. The Morrisville Raptors move to 113 for 4.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Welcome back to Church Street Park in this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Spirit Airlines headed up top and they're flying away. The Spirit lifted for the Baltimore Royals because they're taking wickets. How do the last 5 overs go, though? Can the Morrisville Raptors get a flurry of runs here? Well, Franklin Clement goes. We talk about being in high spirits. Sarabjit Ludda's in it. He runs off. Big fist pump because he's cleaned up. Franklin Clement gets absolutely through him, and Clement's debut as a Raptor's not gone to plan.
Yeah, this might be why they're sticking with the spin. It's effective. It's worked out pretty well. There we go. Here comes Super Mario. Boom. Right there. Beautiful ball. Well bowled ball. And then he does the double, hits the B button twice right there at the end for an extra high jump.
Well, all right. So for the audience out there, I'm going to need a counter on Nate's Sarabjit Ludda and video game references. Right? We've already heard him go boing 3 or 4 times.
We need an American cricket video game, and I'm happy if Sarabjit Ludda's on the cover. That'd be cool. Look at that. Boing. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're going to get to see that 5 more times here. He's got 5 deliveries left. He's taken 3 wickets, so quietly on his way to a 5-wicket haul. You have to imagine the new bowler coming in, a new batter coming in would be an Abhiram Bolasetti at this stage of the innings.
He's only got 5 balls left. So the Raptors will be happy to see the backside of him.
Well, the problem you get into is there's only 113 runs on the board. You know, when you get into this position, you're thinking with 113 on the board, you have to now get going. We're talking about 1 point of 180 total, and we mentioned it. With the extras, you're not sure how to really gauge it. Are they going to get there?
Right.
Well, right now, 149 is the projected score, and with Franklin Clement gone, Abhiram Bolasetti in, he was part of the under 21 team of the tournament.
Sure.
So he's going to need to do something really impressive.
We've seen him do it before. We've seen them give the boost that they need at a time like this, and this is pretty common. This is almost pretty much where you're always going to see him coming in a situation like this. Now, they've really put their foot on the brakes over the last 5 overs, scoring only 33 runs.
Well, so wickets being taken, Nate. And Abhiram wanted one, and Dane Pete says no. Wisely sends him back. And another interesting battle that we haven't talked about. Jaskar Malhotra, played the first season of minor league cricket 2021 here at Church Street Park, captain of the Morrisville franchise then, and now then went to DC. Dane Pete, captain of DC, came down to Morrisville. So really interesting dynamics here. How does that play? If you see Dane Pete, Jaskar Malhotra, as that single goes, now in the same frame almost, wicketkeeper, batter.
Yes. Yes, it's interesting how these teams have so much related to each other and haven't faced off yet until this season. But I think it's great. I welcome this team into this division. I think it's excellent that we're going to be playing this Baltimore team here in Morrisville more often.
The call is for 2, running hard. Abhiram Bolasetti, he's quick off the mark, and they'll go ahead and pick 2 up. Again, good running here, and they're going to need to put their foot on the accelerator. Now here are the Morrisville Raptors. Whatever you And this one just nowhere to go for Dane Pete. Again, that aforementioned battle between Dane Pete and Jaskar Malhotra as you see Sarabjit Ludda coming in. And they'll just go ahead and trickle away 1 for the final ball of that over. Again, another good over for the Baltimore Royals here, Nate. At the end of 16, it's 117 for 5.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
And this one just cut into the offside. They'll find a single there. Will Dane Pete, but they gotta up the ante now. It's time to do that. The last 4 overs coming your way here from Church Street Park. Only 118 on the board now, and they've stuck with the spinners here. It's been working for them, but you've got to start to apply some pressure if they're the Morrisville Raptors. If you're the Baltimore Orioles, no need to go away from this plan when the spinners have been doing the trick.
Yeah, there's no need to change anything at all, really. It's interesting how, you know, the Raptors have kind of dug themselves a hole here.
This one through the offside.
2 runs.
For 2, yeah, they will. Throw coming into the bowler's end. You see Justin Malhotra out there to be the one to back it up. And
yeah, Abraham there looking back to see if that's 2. I think you got to know that that's 2 right off the bat right there.
Yeah, I think just confirming with Dane P, making sure he's ready to run as well. Again, don't want to lose another wicket here when you talk about the depth that you have here, or the lack of depth, rather, that you have left in the dugout. Aditya Badala, we mentioned, Kartiki Jagadish,
yes.
Rashesh Behera is part of the 11 today, Everroy Dyer in here. There's the big shot from Obiran Bolasetti. Unable to connect. We'll just find the one out to mid-wicket.
And aside from the Griffith innings here where he scored 52 from 43, this game has kind of gone the direction of whoever makes the mistake kind of like takes the advantage all of a sudden. We have not had terrific cricket yet tonight. I think it's coming, but this is the first game of the season for both of these teams. So, yeah, early on when the Raptors got all their runs, the Royals weren't really playing very well, and now that that tends to happen though.
This one's going to find the inner side edge, and you can hear the big exclaims from Jessica Malhotra and Nate Hayes, and they'll find 2 runs for it. And again, they'll take the runs, but for Bipul Sharma, it's good signs. He's bowling well. Good signs. Just, again, because of the way you want to close out this innings, that these two still haven't been able to find any real rhythm. And again, you're talking about wickets in hand. Not many to speak of, and that's going to cause some tentative play. The next man in, you have to imagine, is Aditya Badala, and you don't know how early you want to bring him out, and that ends another really good over for the Baltimore Royals.
And that ends Bipul Sharma.
Yeah, Bipul Sharma goes. He bowls well there, and that is going to be the end of the 17th over. It's 124 for 5.
वेलकम टू डैलेस हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है
बहुत शुक्रिया प्लीज
अरे आप भी समोसे
यू विल लव दिस समोसा सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए
नए माने
वो लक्ष्मी है ना
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे
यार ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना।
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
over 19. Over's gone. It's 145 for 5. Nate. Oh, how about this? We join in back in this 20th over, and Abidam Bolasetti has got all of that and more. A huge 6, his first, and there you go. That's exactly what you needed as the 150 comes up for the Morrisville Raptors.
This is beautiful Bolasetti style right here. This is what we're used to seeing from the young man. Lately, Dane Pete is injected a lot of confidence into him by giving him this role here to finish the innings here. But man, what a blast.
Again, take a look at this on the replay. Just picked it up on the length and just effortless. Tried it again, this time misses out on it. Just squeezes by that outside edge. So take it over the leg side and again misses out. A good comeback delivery that for Derville Green, but can't have those dot balls in this final over, especially with just 150 on the board. It's going to get easier to bat as the dew comes on, harder for the spinners. You're going to think that you're going to want to get up to 160 to give yourself a chance here.
Yes, 16 from 10 so far from Bolasetti. You know, you'll take the dot balls if Bolasetti gives you another 6 right here.
No, you will. Absolutely. Again, that's the role. You saw a conversation between Dane Pete and Abidam beforehand. And the conversations do just this. Take a swing at everything. This one bounce down to third man for 1. But it's just to take a swing at everything. Leave nothing on the table because you just can't. And Dane hit a beautiful shot through long off, wide long off, squeezed it between 2 fielders. We'll see how he attacks Derville Green, who's been very good at hitting the length and letting the ball rise. So we'll see if he gets in a position just to open his body up and cut it square of the wicket and try to play it behind point. Again, 2 fielders inside the circle in that area, but if you can pierce that gap, it's 4 runs any day of the week. The field, as we see it, you have a deep backward square, a deep mid-wicket, a long on, a long off, and a deep third. This one fuller in length, hit back.
I knew that would be coming a little bit fuller there. I think Dane knew so as well. Just missed getting really good contact with that. There we go, running 2. Great job by Bolasetti there, going 2 the entire way right from the start. This is how you got to run at the end of the innings. 2 balls to go. Right here, 154 on the board.
It's just smart cricket from Abidam. He was never going to just turn him back for 1. He was always looking for 2 there. And you can see him commit to it early and straight away. It really probably wasn't 2, and you could see the frustration from Derville Green because of that. But this is the kind of desperation you need here at the end of the innings, as you mentioned, Nate. This one, perfect. Yorker jammed out. A little bit of a jog. They could have pushed for 2, and the hard running comes a little late there. And you saw them kind of jog out there for 1, and then they end up pushing for 2 with that last ball of the over. And Dane Pete on that last ball, with the second last ball of the over. Dane Pete has now, with 1 ball left, moved to 44, Nate. So he's got an opportunity here.
A 6. This is what I wanted. At the beginning of the over, I thought, okay, if he can just score 4, and then we can get to the last ball, and 6 is needed. This is suspenseful here. We're going to create some suspense out of this.
156 on the board. Derville Green, ball in hand. Dane Pete on 44. Well, perfect Yorker there. Just going to be dug out for 1. They're just going to settle for the 1, and that'll do it for that first innings for the Morrisville Raptors. An innings that you'll call it what it is. It's an average innings there. You're not going to say anything too special about it. They get to 157 in the end. Never looked in real flow. Baltimore started sloppy, but they picked it up with the spinners.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a game on our hands right now thanks to Trayvon, Dane Pete, and here a little bit of a flurry at the end from Abidam Bolasetti.
Yeah, if we look at that batting scorecard, that'll come on your screen in just a little bit of time. Trayvon Griffith, he goes 52 off of 43. Vinod Kumar Kandaswamy, a couple of shots for him, 19 off 20. Dane Pete, though, real standout, 45 off 35, not out. Abiram Bolasetti with the cameo at the end, goes 17 off of 11 deliveries. And then with the ball in hand, you got to look at guys like Neo Navrika, 4 overs, 19 runs, a wicket to his name. A lot of those runs coming early on as well.
Sure.
Remember an over where he was hit for 12. So you talk about 3
Right.
over 7 runs. Bipul Sharma took a wicket in his 4 overs with just 32 runs. And then you have, of course, Sarbjeet Ladda, 4 overs, 32 runs, 3 wickets to his name as well. Nate, what stood out to you?
Well, I was expecting to see some more overs from Keon Joseph there. We only got 2 from him, but he did go a little bit expensive. We know Jaskaran Malhotra likes to use his spinners, and he sure did today.
Sure did, and now we'll get to see the second innings with the Baltimore Royals. They'll need 158. Don't go anywhere. Join us right here at Church Street Park to see if the Morrisville Raptors can defend it or will the Baltimore Royals get their first win of the season.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners. Well, welcome back to Church Street Park. And look at the views here from Church Street, sun setting, and you can see just the beautiful hill that we're on top of right now. And Morrisville Raptors are going to have the ball in hand. It's great to have you guys with us once again on another night in Morrisville, North Carolina. Where else would you rather be?
This is the place to be at golden hour during cricket season. Let me tell you that. Now the fans are starting to disperse into more areas of the ground because everything's kind of in the shade right now.
Everything feels to be in the shade right now. And again, if we look at everything that we're coming through, we see all of what Church Street Park has to offer. And again, they're just trying to get a couple of headlights out of the way and just try to figure out when we're going to start play here again. Just trying to get the side screens working in the right fashion, trying to make sure the players can see all the balls. Again, look at the view at Church Street Park. Beautiful, glorious from where the sun sets all the way out to our scoreboard. And we'll see the first ball live and in action. And it'll be trickling down the leg side. So that'll be the first runs on the board for the Baltimore Royals, courtesy of an extra. Dyer with ball in hand. He's the one who will try to get those early wickets that we saw the Baltimore Royals fail to get, and it hurt them in the end. So we'll see what he can do for the Baltimore Royals. Oh, this one looks straight in front, straight away. Didn't even wait for it. That's the first wicket down. Huge call there from Alvin Burnett. And look at that, Everroy Dyer in his first match with the Morrisville Raptors takes the wicket of young Ritvik Behera. That's a huge wicket that one is. Again, Everroy Dyer's 34 years of age and still making a huge impact with the ball in hand. Take a look at the replay here. Oh, that one hitting as he's on the back foot. Ritvik just not too thrilled with that one. I don't think there's much to complain about. Everroy Dyer looked to have just gotten him straight in front of the stumps. And again, just shuffling across on the back foot, I think is the key. Hits him right in line with that knee roll. We'll get the new batter to come in now, but the Baltimore Royals are 1 for 1. Not the start they would have wanted to get it off to, but again, for the Morrisville Raptors, key. We saw pace not really work early for the Baltimore Royals in their innings, so that's going to be a key factor for me to look at, especially with the dew. Ball's going to be coming onto the bat very well. Hard wicket out there in the middle, so plenty of bounce on offer. Just interested to see how this Baltimore Royals attack faces it. This is a formidable side, the Baltimore Royals, a side who's played in the Eastern Conference in the previous 2 seasons, and because of that, they've played a lot more on Astros, a lot more on matting, and so they haven't gotten a lot of experience on turf, and that's going to be the biggest challenge for this side, and just to see how they adapt, how quickly they can adapt to what's being thrown at them. Again, Captain Jessica Malhotra opening the batting, I think because of his experience at Church Street Park. He's played here, captain of the Morrisville franchise in 2021. Has a brilliant 90 here against the Orlando Galaxy. Was not out in a chase under the lights, and so he's going to look for something similar from himself. It's Ravi Inder Singh as the new batter. And this one just getting through. Look at that delivery from Everroy Dyer. Again, for those who are familiar with Ravi Inder, he's someone who was one of the top run scorers in 2021. And so he's unable to play in the 2022 edition, some conflicts, but he's going to be able to show off all of his talent and exploits here in 2023. This one flicked off and nowhere to go. And this is going to be another key thing to look at. The Morrisville Raptors are going to be a side that's going to key themselves on the fielding, and we saw a lot of struggles from the Baltimore Orioles early, a lot of sloppiness. Nate, it's a dream start for the Morrisville Raptors, though. They got that wicket of Ritvik Behera, who I've heard is in very good touch, and to get that wicket early puts a little bit more pressure on this batting lineup.
Yeah, massive wicket right away. You always want to start that way.
This one dug into the wicket, and you can see that's the plan here from Dyer. He played here in the exhibition as part of an Atlanta franchise, played for the Fire last season. So he will be familiar with what Church Street Park has to offer. And I think for him, and it's something he likes to do as well, dig it into the wicket,
That's
get a
right.
little bit of extra bounce. So different flavor for the Morrisville Raptors in terms of a bowling perspective.
It's a good acquisition for sure. They needed the fast bowling, and they got it with Everoy.
Oh, this one timed sweetly through the covers. Chase being given. It's going to need a lot of work, and it won't be done. Brilliant shot from Ravinder. We talked about his run scoring in 2021, but that's a big reason, shots like that.
Yes, great stuff there, Robbie Ender. Yeah, like you said, in 2021, he absolutely lit up minor league cricket. We mentioned before that he is a staple in the D.C. area. Here it is, right there. Boom.
Classy stuff. A cover drive there on the up. Really met it quite well. Again, not much any fielder could have done to gone out there and stop it. So brilliant, brilliant stuff there from Ravi in there. And they're going to need a lot of that here. Need partnerships, need people to bat alongside Jessica Malhotra and company.
So the issue right now is there's a white Range Rover parked at the north end.
And again, Nate's being summoned to try to fix and reprimand that problem. And they're not going to get any cricket until that problem's fixed. The plane flying overhead. Again, the lights starting to fade with the sun. Lights coming on here under the floodlights, but this is becoming a everlasting issue. This white car parked behind the side screen. If you do plan to come out to Church Street Park and you do drive a white vehicle, just make sure not to park behind the side screen. Make sure to head anywhere else. I think that's something you got to look at, maybe closing off that side screen as well. But Ravinder looks ready to face this next delivery. Hits a 4, 1 delivery left, so it's a back and forth over this. Digs it, pulled. Fielder out there at deep backward square. They're going to look for 2, and they're going to go ahead and get it. So we'll get to see Jessica Malhotra on strike in the second over. At the end of 1, it's 7 for 1.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Welcome back to Church Street Park in this 2023 Minor League Cricket Championship. It's 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, and we'll get to see Rashesh Behera with the ball in hand for the Morrisville Raptors. His first time with a ball for the Morrisville Raptors. Previously played for the DC Hawks. And starts off quite well, and Dane P would know a lot about Rashesh, and we heard a lot about Rashesh from Dane in the previous season, just because, again, he's worked with him quite a bit. Brothers with Rithvik Behera, so it would have been interesting to see that matchup, but Everett Dyer made sure we didn't have to see that matchup last over with that wicket, but we'll see what Rashesh has to offer. That one's a huge wide. Again, claiming that it pitched off of the wicket and saying that it's a no ball, and again, you can see Jessica Malhotra saying that it's come off of the wicket there, and the umpire Rahul Partwardhan is disagreeing that it did clip part of the wicket. He's saying, go ask your leg umpire, and here we go. It's given a no ball there. Rahul Partwardhan has said, that's my fault. He said, I didn't see where it landed. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying, but looks like he's saying, in his view, that it did pitch outside of that outside of the wicket. So there's a no ball and a free hit for Jessica Malhotra, who usually doesn't need a license to hit. We saw him in Major League Cricket with the LA Knight Riders. This one just plopped up into the air. Going to find a couple of runs. They will find 2. Getting good tight fielding there from the Morrisville Raptors, making them earn those 2 runs. And interesting run up here for Rashesh. Not a huge run up in his own right. Again, big, tall fella. Plenty of muscle he can put behind the ball. So it'll just be interesting to see what the plan is. It looks like they're going with bowlers that want to hit the deck, and that's the plan, to hit the deck into the body of the batters. Once again, hits the deck right over the top of that off stump. They'll get that single away and bring on Ravinder Singh. And we talked about pace bowling kind of being an issue for the Morrisville Raptors. Talk about the big losses. Colin Archibald, Matthew Ford, Shivakumar Duvaparapu. Those are huge, big 3 losses. And then what that allowed them to do was have guys like Rohan Fudke, Abhinam Bolasetti bowl an over, not bowl an over if they wanted. And now they don't really have that luxury. Almost where you feel like Rohan Fudke is going to get a couple overs every game. You're going to need an over at Abhinam Bolasetti. And they've played Everett Dyer. They've played Rashesh Behera. They've played Abhinam Bolasetti, Rohan Fudke, and Aditya Badala. And so, Aditya Badala was so good. He opened the bowling in 2022. To not see him open it here tells me they're going to try to take advantage of what the wicket is. But that's why as well. Look at the passion, the expression from Rashesh Behera. He's loving it. Runs all the way across. Dane Pete, huge smile. And that's the end of Ravinder Singh. And the Morrisville Raptors pick up wicket number 2. It's a brilliant start here for the Raptors. Take a look at this. Full straight played all around. It looked like he might have tried to play it into the leg side, but nonetheless, that's the end of Ravinder Singh. A huge part of this batting lineup, and wickets early, something we didn't see from the Baltimore Royals. Didn't get their first wicket until the 8th over. Already 2 wickets, and this is still the 2nd over. 2 balls to go in it, and Ravinder Singh has to go. 11 runs on the board. This is really big things here. It's going to put a lot of pressure on this Baltimore Royals middle order. Exposed a little bit earlier than they would have liked. Thought they would have gotten a little bit of a breather coming in, but no breather to speak of. Plenty of players part of this lineup, but man, oh man, to lose 2 wickets early. Rithvik Behera, who's represented the USA in that Ireland tour just a couple of years ago. To lose Ravinder Singh when they're reading run scores from 2021, and it's Rashesh Behera, who was a part of this franchise just a year ago. Felt like he might have not been used to his highest capabilities, and brings out Abdullah Malik. Just pushes one into covers, and again, it's a really good start for the Morrisville Raptors. They'll take this. 2 wickets in the power play, right? We talk about how important the power play is, wickets versus runs, and to get those wickets early on the power play, a lot of the times that means you're going to go on to win the match. And especially when you feel like the wicket's going to get easier to bat on with the dew, with the lights, you've got to take those early wickets, and they've done so already. And look at this over here from Rashesh Behera. Takes a wicket. That's 2 overs gone. The Baltimore Royals, they're 11 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So we welcome you back to Church Street Park, and wow, how about this start for the Morrisville Raptors, Nate? 11 for 2. They've taken 2 wickets. It's Jessica Malhotra on strike.
Ooh,
and
what
that
a
one's
ball.
rushed past that outside edge. A little bit of sideways movement. We mentioned the grass
Yes.
on the wicket could cause some of that. We've seen it start to fade off, but the grass on that wicket, the bounce on this wicket, it doesn't seem like an easy wicket to score quickly on.
No, it doesn't at all. And in that sort of situation, what you want to do is not lose a lot of power play wickets. As we know, it's harder to go long when you've lost a lot of wickets. That's just typical cricket sense.
This one coming off some part of Jessica. We'll see if it's given leg buys here. Well done by Franklin Clement behind the stumps. They're saying it came off of the leg. And again, Franklin Clement, another new addition to this lineup. We talked about having Lahiru Malanta, not just great with the bat, but arguably the best gloves in the country.
Right.
So big shoes to fill for Franklin Clement here.
Big shoes, but I think fans will be happy with his keeping. I think he's a keeper first before anything else. And this is, in this format, you can't afford to bleed runs anywhere.
Well, we'll see Ahad Malik again. Ahad, someone who's of Indian origin. He's played for Gujarat and Ranji cricket. Hasn't played minor league cricket yet. And this one just going to come through point. Well done to place it behind, and they're going to push for two.
What a
chance of a run out. Oh, would have been close. Would have been really interesting at either end there if stumps were rattled. But again, good running. This is what you're going to need. We saw this from the Morrisville Raptors. Trayvon Griffith, think about the way he played alongside Vinod Kumar Ramaswamy, just punching it around and then taking the boundaries when they come, but mostly twos, singles, and that's the way the Baltimore Royals seem to be attacking this innings.
And the effort there in the field to get that ball in quickly. It's good to start your innings with effort like that, but you got to keep that going. Oh, there it is. We just talked about that.
Wide one down the leg side, but no issue for Franklin Clement. You can see the smiles and the pats on the back there because that is truly terrific stuff. That could have easily been 5 wides down the leg side as Dyer looked to push it in short and bring it back across.
That was excellent stuff from Franklin there behind the stumps, making that diving, stretching catch stop. That was beautiful.
This time again down the leg side and another wide. Can't have these if you're the Morrisville Raptors. Still not a huge total on the board, so you can't afford to give them any extras. You put a lot of pressure on with these 2 wickets, but you feel things like this are just going to hurt you in the end of it.
Yeah, no doubt, but yeah, that was such a great stop there by Franklin. Way to earn some applause right away. They're asking now again about the
car. I think there's lights of the car.
There are lights
being flashed on, and again, I think that's going to be another thing that we're going to need to.
You can take a look there from this angle here. We've got the 2 white cars at the north end next to the sight screen that are giving the batters a little bit of fits.
This one much better, but it's tucked away, and it's going to be 4 runs. You can see the plan is to attack the legs from Everroy Dyer, but far too straight for that fine leg. Well played there from Ahad Malik. He'll take 4 runs.
It looks like he might have just barely got his bat on this, but yeah, that was coming quick. It looks like he batted it off of the side of his pads and back for 4.
Again, this is a good rebuilding phase here for the Baltimore Royals. When we talk about what the Morrisville Raptors were in their power play, they were 53 without loss. You already lose 2 wickets, but you're amongst the runs here. 3 overs gone with the Morrisville Raptors. They're 25 without loss. Already 20 runs on the board for the Royals. And again, there's 4 more. Just far too straight as Everroy Dyer. I think he might want to consider coming around the wicket here to the left-hander because he's just straying onto the body, and he's playing it with really soft hands, really late, and we got it really fine here.
Yeah, the batter here seems to be expecting this at this point. No problem with that one. Just glancing it.
Still going to stay over the wicket. Has to get out of this over. 24 runs on the board, and we've seen a fielding change. Square leg comes inside the circle, and you have a deep fine leg now, which makes sense if you're going to attack and be that straight. Trying to swing the ball across, which is his natural angle. This time shorter and push through the offside. We'll get to third man for 1 at the end of the 3rd over. Guess what? It's 25 for 2.
वेलकम टू डैलेस। हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
बहुत शुक्रिया, प्लीज।
अरे आप भी समोसे?
You will love these samosa. सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं।
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए।
नए माने?
वो लक्ष्मी है ना?
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे?
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और।
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे?
ओ यार, ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना।
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
We welcome you back here to this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Rashesh Behera, he takes a wicket, but he gets taken off. They're going to go with Abhiram Bolasetti with his first over. Abhiram, again, was someone who on July 4th weekend bowled terrifically well, fell out of favor with the ball, wasn't able to control really the line and length, but a youngster, part of that USA Under-19 team in 2021, starts with the wide, down the leg side. Problems here for the Raptors.
Yeah, they're having a hard time with extras. We saw both teams have a hard time with extras early on in the innings. And as I said last innings, the games go in, these games here, they go in ebbs and flows just about more than anywhere else in the league. And of course, we have minor league cricket here. This is not major league cricket. So As the Raptors opened with 53 without loss in their power play, they only managed 157 at the end. You would have thought they would have got a lot more than that.
That's a much better ball there from Abiram Bolaseti, getting straight onto the stumps. And if he can hit that length, that line pretty consistently, it's going to be tough because, again, we saw anything on stumps was tough to play, had to be a little bit more inventive. When you gave width, that's when you were able to squeeze things away.
Sure.
But I like what you brought up there was, 3 runs on the board at the end of the power play. You finish at 157. So you only score 100 runs from the next 14 overs. So that's the key thing to note is that the Morrisville Raptors got off to a flyer, but slowed up quite considerably. This quick single taken in a interesting throw there, little duck away, but
you had to expect that, though. If you know Abiram Bolaseti, you had to expect that there was going to be a throw there.
You had to expect that. But when we talk about the Morrisville Raptors, only 100 runs, right? We talk about only 100 or so runs from the last 14. But the Baltimore Royals, that's something to look at. That you don't have to get off to a really good start, but it doesn't get much easier to score, at least when we look at the first innings. Now, they will have the added advantage of the more dew coming on, ball maybe coming onto the bat a little bit better. But that's something to keep your eye on to see if the Baltimore Royals are able to kind of jumpstart their innings at some point, or if it's going to be a similar story to where you're not really able to get in any flow. Oh, that delivery is excellent from Abiram Bolaseti, and Franklin Clement throws it at the stumps there, and just going a little bit, why? I'm well inside my crease, man. There's no reason to do it.
Just in case he leaves it. Yeah, we're seeing this is kind of an exciting moment here, seeing Abiram Bolaseti taking the ball so early in the innings. When last year he didn't bowl nearly as much as you would have expected him to. He obviously batted incredibly well last year, and that was his main primary role. But this year, it's great to see him take the ball in the power play. Ooh, good stop.
Franklin Clement is showing his ability behind the stumps. Again, another wide, though, for Abiram Bolaseti. This is something that's plagued him throughout his minor league career. Coming into today, 44 wides throughout the 2 seasons. So it's something that he has struggled with and something he's going to have to continue to improve upon. Again, his economy just a touch under 8, 11 wickets in 17 innings. It's just the extras that he's given up. I think that's what's hurt him in terms of getting consistent chances with the ball.
And it's hurting the team today, but with 2 bowlers.
This time, though, right on the legs, not giving anything to Jusker. And this is also a matchup to watch for. When you talk about a lot of these Morrisville Raptors players, they played under the captaincy of Jusker Malhotra. Guys like Rohan Fudke, Abiram Bolaseti, Kartikeya Jagadish. These guys were here for the Jusker era, if you will, of the Morrisville franchise cricket. So they will also want to make an impression, I think, against Jusker.
Right, and now that we're talking about Jaskaran, it feels like I should start talking about Sanjay Stanley instead, just to make up for the blunder last innings, but I'm not going to. Jaskaran's, punched that one.
Well, he'll pick up 4. It's a brilliant shot there. Met it on the full, really a half volley that from Abiram Bolaseti in a nice way for Jusker. Just feel the middle of the bat. Has been in there for a bit of time, but again, gets one on the full. It was in the air for a moment, but in the gap, and they'll take 4 runs from it. Their captain getting them 4 runs. I remember talking to a couple of people around the team, wondering if where they were going to bat, and a lot of people thought Jusker might be bat in the middle, and I felt, man, it's Church Street Park. Justin's going to open, and this is why, familiar to conditions here at Church Street.
Absolutely.
This one, though, on the body, and that'll close out that 4th over. It's another good over for the Baltimore Royals. It's 32 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back to beautiful, scenic Church Street Park. Look at that, Nate. Pink skies, purple skies, if you will.
Yes.
And really terrific to see the illumination of the field with The grass going everywhere, and it's good to see Rashesh Behera back with the ball from the opposite end. Now will be at the Shiloh end of the ground. And again, took that wicket of Ravinder Singh, a huge wicket just because of how big he was in 2021. And this is something, it's a trademark of Dane Pete. He's someone who likes to mix around his bowlers, really doesn't like to give 2 overs in the same spot, is more so just wanting to feel matchups, if you will.
Yeah, he does captain with matchups quite a bit. In fact, and there we go, a single right there. But in fact, his major league team, the Washington Freedom, also captained a lot the same way. And talking to Dane, he did have a lot of conversations with Moises Enriquez about how to attack the domestic players especially. But the captaincy for the Freedom, their strength was the bowling, and they matched up the entire time.
Speaking of Major League Cricket, Jaskar Malhotra, a member of the Los Angeles Knight Riders, played every game, was the only keeper on the roster, and still hasn't yet found full flow here. Hit the 1 boundary off Bolasetti, but beyond that is still struggling at the moment. Reminds me a little bit of what Trayvon Griffith was, or maybe what Vinod Kandaswamy was early on. Not in real flow, had a couple of boundaries come early, and that's what kept them above the 100 strike rate, but hadn't really found much. But Jaskar Malhotra not in full flow yet. This one, though, Rashesh saying he touched it, but I think he was well back, Ahad Malik.
Well, without the benefit of replay, this is an incredibly hard call.
Yeah, I don't think many times you're going to see this one given out, but let's take a look at it here. No, it looked like the bat was down for me on that end of it, Nate, but again, I love the energy given from Rashesh early. You can see it when he took the wicket, pumped up, fiery, and I think that's what you need, especially at Church Street Park. When you have a low score, under the lights, you're defending a total, hard to do. I like that brand of energy, a little bit of fire.
Yeah, as I mentioned there, as we see a dot ball punched into the covers there, as I mentioned, the Raptors look like they have a little more energy in the field than the Royals did in their innings.
Yeah, I think that's key here at Church Street Park. It's a big field, and you have an opportunity to save some runs if you're able to cut boundaries. And think about all the overthrows from the Royals. Think about all of the extras. I mean, you've seen the wides come in from the Morrisville Raptors, but haven't seen those overthrows, haven't seen those missed fields quite yet. Oh, and another really good delivery from Rashesh. Again, Jaskar Malhotra just looking to take it over the top, and Rashesh Behera getting a little bit of sideways movement, it feels, and he's been really consistent with the line and length as well. I think that's been the key for him.
He's been tremendous, and this is a very good acquisition for the Raptors. They're good at dealing with younger players. Rashesh Behera is in his younger 20s. He's played a lot in D.C. He's got a great reputation in D.C. We've heard his name for years.
Well, this one Jaskar Malhotra's got a hold of. We talked about it. It was a matter of time before he connected on one. That one just sat up in the slot, and Jaskar Malhotra was never going to miss out on that one.
Absolutely annihilates this. Let's take a look here. Boom.
Yeah, all day long, if you will. Jaskar Malhotra gets a 6 to finish off the 5th over. The Baltimore Royals, 39 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Well, if you welcome you back to Church Street Park, we're going to see Trayvon Griffith with the ball in hand. So they're going spin now, not Dane Pete. No Aditya Badala yet, who was really good in the power play last year.
Right,
they haven't
right.
gone him. But they've elected the off spinner. Way to get a hand on it in the covers, able to keep it to just 1. It was brilliantly timed through that area, but surprisingly doesn't go with himself, Dane Pete. He likes to go Trayvon Griffith, who good with the ball. Karthikeya Jagadish, a leg spinner. So you'll have a couple spin options, and I think that's going to be key. We saw spin be really effective, and try to get those spinners on before the due, I think, is also a plan here from Dane Pete.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll see Dane come put himself in shortly, but yes, we still have other bowling options galore in this Raptors team. As you mentioned, Padala.
Make some room for himself, Jessica, and only the inside half of the bat will fetch one for himself. Yeah, but Aditya Padala and Rohan Fudke in there still as an option. So there's plenty of bowling options that they have. A lot of all-rounders, as you mentioned earlier in the first innings on this roster, and we'll see where they elect to go. This one just sat up and couldn't find the gap there. I think it was almost a little bit surprised by the length, the way he played it. I think he was looking to come forward and just kind of stuck on that back foot. But here we go. Trayvon Griffith's got a good over going for himself. Well, you say that. He gets a full toss. Just evades the man at mid-off and will find himself 4 runs there. Ahad Malik finds a full toss. Doesn't miss out.
And this is why rotating strike is so important. We've seen a couple of overs where we saw Jessica hit the 6 in the last over, but you had 4 straight dot balls in between the single to lead off the over, and then followed by that final 6.
This one aerial as well, bigger and better, in and out through the covers. He'll fetch himself 6 runs there. It's a brilliant shot from Ahad Malik. He's finding himself a home here at Church Street Park.
And with 1 ball to go, the Baltimore Royals already have a 14-run over, which they scored in the 3rd. The Raptors dialed it back a lot, but here we go. With 1 ball to go, they have 12 in this over.
Just a little dab down to third man. Won't take it, and it's a pretty similar power play apart from the wickets. The Baltimore Royals, they finished 6 overs. It's 51 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So welcome you back to Church Street Park. We'll see more spin added in, but again, this power play from the Baltimore Royals has looked good. We'll take a look at some of these shots here. Again, it's just brilliant here. Full toss, didn't quite get all of it, just evades the man at mid-off, and maybe thinking there's a chance, but this next shot though, Nate, in and out, over cover for 6. It's a dream shot for any cricketer there, and he gets himself 6 runs there. So good way to close out the power play for the Baltimore Orioles, gets them past 50, and Abdulahad Malik, he's going to like what he's been able to do.
And we're watching now with Karthikeya Jagadish warming up. I don't know if I've ever seen a spin bowler warm up from like about 120 feet like he did that first ball. That was like throwing from home plate to second base in baseball, that very first warm-up toss he did.
Well, leave it to Nate Hayes to bring up the Orioles and baseball here at Church Street Park during minor league cricket, but you got to love it, right? You got to love what bringing this sport to the USA is all about, mixing it in the sports culture. And again, one day we'll be talking about the Orioles, and then we'll be talking about the Raptors. Or the Royals if you're in the DC area, but this one's creamed through the offside. They're pushing for 2, and they'll go ahead and get it in the end as well. Again, this is really good stuff here from the Baltimore Orioles, understanding that they have to get themselves these 1s and these 2s, and to meet it on the full for Jessica Malhotra, it's a gift. Karthikeya Jagadish has got to find his length quickly.
This turned out to be a pretty good start here for the Royals. They bounced back great from the second wicket.
This one pushed, and this is what we saw the spinners do really well for the Baltimore Royals. Think about Bipul Sharma, Sarbjit Ladda, were able to control their lengths and then control the pace of the game. Got through their overs quickly, made the batters have to rush through everything. Didn't give them an opportunity to think about scoring. This one a touch short, hit away through the covers, and they'll find just the 1 run. And so now you'll get a matchup that might be favorsome for the Baltimore Orioles when you think about it conventionally. The left-hander against the spinner, bringing it back into him. So we'll see how Abdulahad Malik looks to attack Karthikeya Jagadish.
And Jagadish has put up some very good numbers in minor league cricket, a very good economy of 6.15 in his 21 innings with the ball, 24 wickets, an average of 16.67. So he strikes fairly often.
Well, we'll start off with the wide here, and they'll also get some runs off of it. And Frank Clement's been really good behind the stumps, but unable to keep that one to nothing, and Karthikeya Jagadish is going to get away with that.
Does get the lefty off strike, though.
This one just tucked into the leg side. Again, smart batting here from these two at the moment. It's going to be about not losing wickets, getting ones and twos, and then taking the boundaries when they come. And so this is, again, I think the way you're going to see innings be played, at least for the first stage of the first half of the tournament. Both teams seeing the wicket for the first time, so they're just trying to adjust, trying to figure out how they want to go and attack the match. Again, this one pushed into the pocket. They're thinking about a call for it, but wisely turned down. This is good work from the Morrisville Raptors. Intensity. Didn't see much of it from the Baltimore Orioles early in their fielding innings, so to see that early on for the Raptors is big.
Yes, great start here from Malik, who has put up good numbers himself in minor league cricket.
As we push one down the ground here to end the 7th over. At the end of 7, the Baltimore Royals are 59 for 2.
वेलकम टू डैलेस हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है
बहुत शुक्रिया प्लीज
अरे आप भी समोसे
यू विल लव दिस समोसा सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए
नए माने
वो लक्ष्मी है ना
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे
ओ यार ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
Well, the Morrisville Raptors, they got off to a good start, but it looks like they might have run out of some fuel, so they're going to need to get themselves some Lakshmi rice and regroup and get back into the swing of things because they're going to need some wickets. We mentioned it, Nate. We talked about how if you're a Morrisville Raptors fan, you're going to hope for a couple of wickets quickly now. You don't want to let this game get out of hand. Less than 100 runs needed. Still 8 wickets in hand. 13 overs left in the game as we see Dane Pete enter it. And starts off with a really good ball to Jaskar Malhotra. The two captains going face to face.
And this is exactly what Dane wanted with that delivery. Get the lefty on strike. And Malik could not wait to get there. He scampered right on strike. So let's see how this goes.
Well, Malik already showed his ability to go in and out over cover, so I'm interested to see if Dane does elect to just pull his length back a bit, not make him reach out if he wants to play through cover. You know, gets Fuller, gets on the pads, attacking the legs there, and I think you also saw that little bit of forward movement early from Malik, and maybe that's what he's trying to take advantage of.
Dane did real well in Major League Cricket as well.
Yeah, took wickets in consistent intervals, and whenever he was given an opportunity, I thought he was, he wasn't bowling his full quota every single match, but he was someone who came in when it was needed, was effective, and then with the bat in hand, hit a couple boundaries, especially here at Church Street Park.
He did, and he was very good at those left-handed matchups. He probably could have taken a couple more wickets than he had. I think there was a drop on one of his deliveries.
Oh, this one finds the inside edge, and off in a hurry was Abdullah Malik, and how about this from Dane Pete? He's spinning a web right now around Jaskar Malhotra, unable to figure him quite out at the moment. Might be reminding him of facing his major league teammates Ryan in the nets at the moment, unable to really decipher what's happening out of the wrists of Dane Pete.
Here we go with the lefty matchup again that Dane loves.
This one on the pads, but maybe some bat involved. You saw Franklin Clement get up in the air pretty quickly. He was happy with it, but this is a good comeback here from the Morrisville Raptors.
Dane always pretty honest with his appeals. You're not going to see him shout for an appeal with something like that.
This one just worked through mid-wicket. They'll find a single to close out the 8th over. Another quick one. It's 63 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back to Church Street Park, and here at Church Street Park, Nate, you were just talking about the atmosphere and the vibe around this place. Talk to the viewers about it.
Well, right now, this is the time to be here. This is the best time. This is when it really hits you how beautiful this ground is at this particular point in the night, with the sky looking beautiful and this looking like just placed in the middle of an interesting atmosphere. But yeah, the people here are filing in still. We still have people coming in. The lights are low enough that hopefully Jess Garn doesn't complain about the white vehicles in the north end parking lot anymore. Otherwise, I'll have to go around and grumpily ask people to move it, if like I did before. I was quite upset about that.
He's on patrol duty, and Aditya Badala into bowl. And this is something we saw a lot last season for Aditya Badala. Keeper up to the stumps, Lehido Malanta that occasion, and he was really successful in it, Nate.
He sure was, and we've seen from Franklin so far that he's certainly capable of keeping this way. He's done a great job limiting buys back there.
This one in the air for a moment. I wasn't able to get a hand on it. If he had, Juskran might have been seeing his way back to the dugout. But Aditya Badala, 25 wickets in 26 innings at an economy of 7.21 and takes a wicket almost every 3 overs or so. So strike rate isn't as high. But look at this. Nearly 2 chances. The thing about Aditya Badala, though, excellent in the field. And so it would have surprised nobody had he come down with that catch. This one, though, pushed into the offside. And just going to find one, and you could hear maybe a call for 2. They just settle.
Yeah, Malik really wants to get those 2s. He really wants to run 2. He is amped up over there. Jaskaran not gonna be moved. He wants to strike right now. And but Aditya Badala, phenomenal fielder. He's just an all-around good cricketer.
Yeah, he checks all the boxes, does Aditya Badala, and that's why he'll be in the team pretty consistently. He gives you a lot with the ball, left-hand angle, has all the cutters, can move it sideways as well. With the bat, can give you some runs, then in the field will save you 10 every game. That one's slower one and just chucked into the offside. They will scamper away for 1. A little slip there for Dane P. Gonna hope he's all right. That was an awkward angle, an awkward way to fall down there. Almost fell back first.
I thought he was going to punt it back in there for a second with his foot. Dane with his soccer skills. That was a nice slide out there from Dane. Good job.
I'm not sure that was intentional there, Nate, but he always wanted to be a pro soccer player, and so maybe that was his a slide tackle moment, if you will. You play that back and say, oh, it was a perfect slide tackle, that was. This one just jars back in and gets behind point. It's well placed there from the Baltimore Royals, and that'll beat the man out in the deep. It'll be 4 runs, a big 4 there for the Royals. And Abdullah Had Malik, he has found a lot.
He definitely has. He's really moving the scoreboard for Baltimore. Look at this effort, though, on the boundary. Who is that out there? I got to bring my binoculars next time because he deserves some kudos. That was a heck of a run. He covered a lot of ground to get to that.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground.
Almost get to that.
The timing was unbelievable. That from Malik. And this one just chipped into the leg side. Again, smart cricket. Malik has shown the ability just to play really smart cricket. Hasn't overdone anything. I think that's been the biggest thing for him. As we close out the 9th over, the Baltimore Royals are 70 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Welcome back to Church Street Park. Dane Pete once again with the ball. Malik facing. Look at this. Dane Pete has found some real rhythm. Only gave up 4 in his first over, and that's the reason he's brought himself back on. And you'd have to imagine he's going to be a real key figure. But if you're the Morrisville Raptors, wicket's got to be the name of the game. This one aerial over the top of point, And they'll fetch 4 runs for it. Malik, he's played one purely on the ground through point for 4. Now in the air, over the top of the inside circle. But same result, 4 more.
And that's the first boundary conceded by Pete here off of his 8th ball today. Yeah, we had that 12 run 6th over, and it's dialed back a little.
This one you can see him coming down the track, Malik, and a misfield almost caused up a second run. You see Malik very interested, and we mentioned it. Malik has been really amped up to run to either end. Come back on strike to get off strike. He is someone who's just been running, I think understands what needs to be done, and also very quick himself, so he feels he's going to be safe no matter what. But Jusker Malhotra had a tough time in the previous over facing Dane Pete. We'll see if he's able to find any more rhythm here. Goes for the reverse sweep, big shout. Was it outside leg stump? That's going to be the one question with the angle. Maybe was there some bat involved, but
it sounded like there might have been a little bat there. Let's take a look at the replay. It's the non-striker's right in that shot.
Well, again, Jusker Malhotra, you can see the desperation almost to just play anything. Try to find a different way to play. Dane Pete hasn't quite found any real rhythm yet. Direct hit on the stumps, but we already mentioned how quick Malik is through the wicket.
And he's so quick to run. He's so quick to run. And we're not seeing the same from Jaskaran right here. Makes me wonder if we're going to have a mix-up.
Well, Ahad Malik, he's a wicket-keeper batter, and he played for Hollywood last season. So he's made the trip cross-country to come and play for the Baltimore Royals. But at the halfway stage of the innings, the Baltimore Royals, they're 76 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Karthikeya Jagadish back into the attack here at Church Street Park. Yeah, you were just talking about it. Seems to always find his way amongst the wickets, bowling into Jusker Malhotra. This one hits straight back down the ground. One bounce 4, beats long off. We've talked about Malhotra not being in real rhythm yet, but he's found a couple of boundaries to his name. Make that another.
Yeah, and if you haven't moved the white vehicle by now, I think you should, because that one, about 6 more feet to the right, would have struck it right in the face.
Makes some room for himself, defends it away. And again, we mentioned the interesting matchups in this game because, again, Jusker Malhotra, former captain of the Morrisville franchise, Karthikeya Jagadish, was a real prominent player, a real successful player under Jusker's captaincy in year 1 and found that rhythm again in year 2. So we'll see how these two, again, have that little battle. I'm sure there's a little side of each of them that want to win the battle right now. Jusker gets it in the air, and he gets another one to go for 4. Winning the battle at the moment is Malhotra. We saw this in Major League Cricket. He's carried it over to minor league.
Yeah, he really whacked that one. That was well struck. You see, Jaskaran choking up pretty much on his bat in baseball terms. He's holding the bat up by the shoulder, looking more for accuracy and placement.
Getting a little bit too full, I would argue, for Karthikeya Jagadish there. I think he would rather be just pulling his length a little back. I think that's what Dane Pete is saying to him. You can see the tactic Dane went when facing Jusker Malhotra was go a little bit flatter through the air. Don't allow him time to really change his feet, get through his bat swing, very powerful bat swing, and just pull the length back. We'll see if Jagadish does that. Does pull it back, it's cut, and just find cover for 1. And again, Malik interested in the second, and Jusker sends him back. But again, this has been a good over for the Baltimore Orioles. They've gotten their 9 runs from it. They're able to hit boundaries. Justin Malhotra's able to find some boundaries. Quietly, he's moved into the 30s now above 100 strike rate. So we talked about it. Wicket's going to be key for the Raptors. Now with this partnership brewing, you're going to need to break it. The current partnership is worth 73 runs off just 58 deliveries. This one's short, pulled. Gonna be disappointed with that, Malik. He's gonna feel like he's missed out on a real half tracker, an opportunity to take it away.
He was so disappointed that he's just now crossing the the crease there. That was the slowest he took from end to end the entire time. And it was an obvious single, but normally he'd have been at the other end coming back.
He'd be looking for two in most case scenarios, but here you go. Just Gurney's found some flow against Karthik. But that's the length if you're Jagadish. That's where you want to be. And it's a good way to close out the 11th over. A good one for the Baltimore Royals. It's 86 for 2.
वेलकम टू डैलेस हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है
बहुत शुक्रिया प्लीज
अरे आप भी समोसे
यू विल लव दिस समोसा सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए
नए माने
वो लक्ष्मी है ना
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे
ओ यार ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
Welcome back to the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. The views from Church Street Park, immaculate as ever. And you can see the hill in the background. Not as populated as today as you'll see throughout minor league cricket. I'm sure in the coming weeks when we get more matches being played, you're going to love to see the crowds here. It's one of the attractions of Morrisville. Dane Pete, third over. Fires it in quick and just a single on offer. And again, we talked about how Dane's been bowling really well. Just the 10 runs in his 2 overs, but you brought up an interesting point during the break.
Yeah, I think if you're Baltimore, you've got to have highlighted Dane as a wicket-taking threat, as a threat to your momentum at this point, and so I'll take that if I'm them.
This one cut away. Has he found the gap? He has found that just for the one they want to, and they'll go ahead and get it. Good throw in from Aditya Badala. He's a good fielder, so it's always a risk to test his arm. Wouldn't recommend it on most occasions, but to get away with it there, and again, slowly moving to that 100. Nate, we talk about more so magic. It doesn't quite feel like more so magic yet, but it feels like we might be inching towards another close finish at Church Street Park. This one, a Yorker dug out from Jessica Malhotra.
Another well-bowled ball there from Dane Pete, but yes, I think if we're going to get to that Morrisville Magic situation, we need a wicket really fast right here, and this partnership needs to be broken up because they have gone quite a long ways since 11 for 2.
And they'll find another run. It's smart batting. Hasn't tried to overdo it, and that's been the one big question coming into the day is who loses patience first, the batters or the bowlers? And it feels like if the batters can just get through their innings, they're going to make the bowlers pay. There's going to be a bad ball, right? No one's perfect. And so they waited for that, and they've just made sure to take runs everywhere else. Hasn't allowed there to be a lot of dot balls flurried on top of each other. Again, tucked into leg side. Another single working it through the leg side. This is just really good, really smart batting. Takes that partnership to 80 now off of just 66 deliveries. They're really cruising, and Dane Pete's got to find a way to break through.
Yes, this feels like a game that's very much in the hands of the Baltimore Royals right now. And we're going to need some wickets and fast.
A good ball to end the over for Dane Pete and the Raptors, but another good over for the Royals. Haven't lost a wicket. They're 90. Welcome back to Church Street Park here, and we're going to see pace again here in the form of Rashesh Behera, who has that wicket to his name already and has the energy that they're looking for, a team that knows, like a man who knows the Baltimore Royals well. And so I'm intrigued to see how he matches up against the left-handed Ahad Malik, who's just really eased his way through Church Street Park so far. Well, this one's aerial. It's away from the fielders, and the find one for it. Now into Jaskaran Malhotra, and Jaskaran did not have the greatest time playing Rashesh Behera, was on a really good length, was getting some sideways movement though, so we'll see how that affects Rashesh now that maybe there's less of that on offer.
Yeah, I wonder now if we're going to see, with Dane Peets having bowled 3 overs here, are we going to see another Griffith over? I know he went expensive. He went for 12.
Well, we got some lights on behind us, and that's the holdup from the cars, and we'll see if they're ready to go here. Jessica Malhotra just retaking his guard. Again, he's found some rhythm, moves to 35 from 35 after the couple of boundaries in the previous over. Comes down the track, up in the air, has not gone all of it, but he'll get enough. It'll be a 1-bounce 4. Fielder was brought inside that long off fielder, prompted that shot, prompted 4 runs.
Very well played shot. Beautiful shot right there. Here we go. Here's the replay. This is a Jaskaran Malhotra shot right here. This is vintage. Boom.
Comes down the track, finds it on the up, knows the fielder's inside the circle, and that's what allows him to play that shot. Just the understanding where the fielders are. This time, Stock.
Oh.
Is it taken? No, it's just away. We've been talking about how good Franklin Clement has been behind the stumps. Doesn't get that one. I think it was in her glove. Would have been a terrific take had he gotten it. But you need to capitalize on those half chances. Take a look here, Nate.
Just out of the frame there, but it was beautiful. I mean, he almost had that. He did get a hand on it, and I know he'll want to have taken that. But the effort to get there, the quickness and the lateral movement that he displayed there was very impressive.
How much does that cost the Morrisville Raptors? Again, plays a similar shot this time. Gets through third man, and you can't have that. That's 4 runs. It's easy 4, and that's the 100 up for the Baltimore Royals. This partnership moves into the 90s. We talk about sloppiness from the Royals. This is sloppiness from the Raptors.
Yes, this is not very good. This is a shame. But very well played there. We had just seen the fielder come up, too, from that third man region.
So intrigued. Again, you can see the reason the fielders are being moved in these different directions is the searching of a wicket. Thought they had it with the previous ball. Tried to go similar. Ends up giving up a lot of runs. This one worked, and they're looking for the one. They're going to get that one pretty easily. Stock standard single, that is. And Jesker moves to 46. And again, with those couple of 4s that he's been able to get, has moved into the 40s and is just a hit away from his 50. And he'd love to get a 50 on his minor league return to Church Street Park.
Both of these batters moving closer to what seems like an inevitable half century for both of them. Let's see what we can get here from Behera if he has a magic ball up his sleeve.
Went for the Yorker, just missed out on it. Oh, quick throw. Would have been close had it been hit. I think he was well home, but it's good all-around effort from the Raptors. But another over that, I have to say, leans in favor of the Baltimore Royals. It's 104 for 2 after 13.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Dane Pete back, and Dane Pete doing Dane Pete things so far. Unable to get the runs away is Ahad Malik.
Yeah, this is where Dane's really gonna. This is kind of the last chance rodeo here for Dane.
This one punched, and again, it's just been smart. It's all within his zone, nothing, not venturing out. Really, the only shot we've seen venture out for the Baltimore Orioles was probably that Josh Carmel with the reverse sweep opportunity, that chance that he tried to play at the attempted shot. But beyond that, it's been very controlled cricket, smart cricket, understanding where the fielders are and not looking to do anything extraordinary.
Very mature here, very mature innings from these two batters.
Well, we talk about mature innings. This one will find the inside edge, looking for that big slog sweep to get to his 50 in style. We'll have to wait to the non-striker's end for a couple more deliveries, though. Again, we talked about it. Dane has been getting good overs. They've been economical, but at this point, with just 53 runs needed in 6.4 overs, you're looking at wickets. How many wickets can you take, Dane? It's a good ball. Frank and Clement has to go out there and get it. Again, soft hands. When do they bring in that short cover? Do they bring them in a little bit closer at some point, dare them to go over the top because they feel very comfortable playing those ones, especially a guy like Ahad Malik?
I think with 2 balls left here, it might be a good time to do something like that, but
again, tucked into the leg side, real smart cricket. Just the one, not trying to venture out. It's 50 runs needed from the final 37 deliveries here.
yes, and I think, Dane will be happy with that. I think trade the 1 run for the last chance to get the lefty. I think this is when you be more aggressive with your field setting. I think this is when you would want to do right here. Ooh.
Run down through third man. It's run fine. It's going to run all the way to the rope for 4. Not the way Dane Pete would have liked to have closed out his 4 overs. He goes for 23 in total, but a brilliant 4 to bring up 112 for the Baltimore Royals.
This is the antidote to what Dane was trying to do. It looks like that he ran it down very well, nice and fine.
Nice and fine, and a fine way to end the 14th over for the Baltimore Orioles. It's 112 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Well, here at Church Street Park, the Baltimore Royals are just 46 runs away from victory with 36 balls to be faced. It's Everoy Dyer trying to put a last-ditch effort for the Raptors, but that's not going to do it. 5 wides. He struggled with the extras, and those freebies, they just ain't going to cut it right now for the Morrisville Raptors.
Yes, he struggled with this, as you said earlier. He had a leg by, 2 wides in that third over that was the most expensive over of the inning so far, and then he started it off with five runs here and not a ball, and 6 balls left to go. So this is not a good start to this over.
Not a good start indeed, and again, the Royals, it's just effortless right now. It's a much better ball, but again, you're going to need to have 6 of those deliveries. You're going to need to find a way to take wickets is going to be the key. For Jessica Malhotra, you feel 46, or now 42 from 35. You feel very comfortable chasing that with the wickets in hand, with the bat that you have, the bat that Ahad Malik has shown he can play with. It's a wicket game here for the Raptors. And that's the delivery, that one, Dave. When you talk about deliveries of the day,
yeah,
that one starting around off stump, moving away, even this late in the match, moving away, drawing Jessica out, just evades that outside edge.
Yeah, that's a great comeback here from Dyer. We know he's good. We know he's got the ability here to do what the Raptors need from him. We've seen him do this, we've seen him perform before.
Harder length there, soft hands. They'll get one. We'll take those ones, easy pickings. And if you're the Royals, you're thinking about taking the game deep. I don't know if, we talk a lot about run rate in a tournament like this. I'm not sure I'm not sure that the Southern Division will really be determined by run rate. I think it's going to be about wins, but we talk about how good the division is. I could foresee a situation where, because of how good the Atlanta teams are, and just they might play each other, one drops, and you have an opportunity to get up there in run rate. So I think there's a big balance here. You got to make sure you win, but I do think you might want to step up on
I agree. Ooh, there we go. Well stopped there.
Again, really good work that from the captain, Dane Pete, leading from the front with the bat, with the ball in the field. He's an all-around cricketer, Dane Pete is, and he's shown all of his experience, all his how valuable he is to a side like this, a young side searching for an identity. Again, that quick single taken, fired, direct hit.
That was a great throw.
Question asked, but no answer received.
Given. Oh my goodness!
I think he was well safe in the end, but gotta love the energy, the intensity. We talked about it.
Terrific.
The Raptors could easily fold this one in, say we're not going to get it, I'm not going to throw it. But I believe that's Abiram Bolasetti charging in, fires it, takes out
I'd
middle
like
stump.
to see that yet again. That was tough. That was so close. It was. You saw Albin trying to get in position to make that call with the batter right in front of him. That is a tough call to make. Runouts are tough. They're very difficult to make.
Well, a tough length dealt with nicely from Jaskar Malhotra to end the 15th over. The Baltimore Orioles, it's 120 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Well, here at Church Street Park, it's been all about the Baltimore Orioles for the later stage of this innings. We started off talking about how the Raptors get 2 wickets, and you're like, oh boy, this could be a game where the Raptors, we talked about their bowling, how they could be struggling without the likes of Obis Pinar, Shivakumar Duparapu, Matthew Ford, Colin Archibald. Well, it's been all about the Baltimore Royals after that terrific start we saw from the Morrisville Raptors. We see Aditya Badala, who's only bowled an over, gave up 7 runs, but he's into Jeskran. Soft hands and a call for no. Again, this has been a team that's ran well, but we see aggressive running from one side of the wicket more so than the other.
Yeah, and I think that the Raptors are very aware that one of these batters here wants to get to the other end. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these throws, these aggressive throws.
This one, it's up in the air. Who wants it? Hasn't gotten all of it. Fielder settles underneath it. And he takes the catch. Well done out in the deep. It's a big moment in the game. Again, you're talking about taking wickets. It's huge. Who is that out there? Is that Sanjay Stanley taking it over his head? Thought he misjudged it for a moment. But how about this? Jaskar Malhotra, the captain, goes. He got to 50, and he gets out.
Great catch there. That was excellent. It is difficult when you kind of come in a little bit too, especially at this ground. There's a grade to this field, which means it slopes a little bit. So when you come in a little bit too much, to go backwards, to backpedal and catch it, that is not an easy thing to do. Good job there by Sanjay with taking that catch. That's a big catch, huge catch in the context of the game. This is their chance right here.
No, absolutely. This is the moment that you're looking for if you're the Morrisville Raptors. This is your chance. Aditya Badala did so well in 2022 taking wickets, comes back, gets himself the wicket, gets him the captain, Jaskar Malhotra, and now you have to restart. Remember, Ahad Malik, aggressive runner.
Yeah.
he's got going quickly, but it took a while for Josh Malhotra to get going. And he's the only other bat that's been out there that's really made an impact. So it's not easy to score quickly, and now you have a new batter in there, 38 runs needed, 4.4 overs left, so just about 28 balls. It's not over. You'd still say the Baltimore Orioles, you'd favor them, but this gives you a chance if you're the Raptors.
Absolutely gives you a chance. And I was going to say earlier that the end that Aditya Padala is bowling from now, he's taken some very big wickets from that end here at Church Street Park.
The Cedar Fork end has done Aditya Padala really well. You mentioned it. Rakeem Cornwall was taken from that end. So
that's right.
This is a guy who's able to take big wickets. It doesn't matter who the batter is. He just comes in, does his thing, and it's Paul Palmer. That's what's listed on the scorecard coming in to bat right now. I don't believe it is actually Paul Palmer. We'll get
this is interesting, right? I was looking at the batting helmet there, and that looks like like Lone Star, exactly.
I think it's Derville Green who's actually come into the middle. He was part of the Lone Star Athletics. So I think it might be a Derville Green inside the middle right now. We'll get a confirmation about that in a sec. But
no, this is actually, I believe this is Keon Joseph. I believe he was number 2, right? Let me take a look at the roster here.
Doesn't matter who it is. Unable to get off. Mark, really, it is Derville Green.
Derville Green. It is Derville Green. You were right. I was wrong.
Derville Green unable to get going yet here. Again, not easy to score quickly, and Aditya Padala is not the guy you want to try to score quickly against. 2 balls left in the over. Gets this one through the offside. They'll fetch one, and you'll have one more ball at Ahad Malik. So, who's also hit his 50. Can we see Aditya Padala hit the jackpot here and take both the set batsmen? If you take both the set batsmen now, it's a whole new ball game.
Whole new game.
Because now it's, well, how quickly can I get going? And it's not less than run a ball. So you have to get going.
You have to. Yeah. I think if we see that now, that will be very impressive. But it wouldn't surprise me either. Adi Padala has been a very effective, very important bowler for the Raptors. He's been a clutch performer, basically, in every facet.
Every facet. Again, we've seen him with the bat score some big runs. In the field will save you runs. And then with the ball in hand, able to take big wickets in big moments. Can he take one here? It's in the air, and it's going to fall safe. They're going to push for 2. Yeah, they will. Throw comes in, and they'll get that 2.
Oh, good
Better
throw.
Throw might have been interesting, but that's 2 runs to end the 16th over. The Royals, they're 123 for 3.
वेलकम टू डैलेस। हमारे मोहल्ले में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
बहुत शुक्रिया, प्लीज।
अरे आप भी समोसे?
You will love these samosa. सुना है मार्केट में नए आए हैं।
ओए नए शे हम नहीं खाते हुए।
नए माने?
वो लक्ष्मी है ना?
लक्ष्मी के फ्रोजन समोसे?
जी हाँ, ऑथेंटिक पंजाबी टेस्ट वाले।
एक समोसा और।
आपको नए वाले तो खाने नहीं थे?
ओ यार, ये तो लक्ष्मी है ना?
Introducing Lakshmi Frozen Samosa range.
Well, back here at Church Street Park, as the sun has dipped out of sight, the lights are out. It's Abhiram Bolasetti, a young star with a ball in hand, and he's got a tough task ahead of him. 2 runs is the call, but Abhiram, again, aggressive. We've seen him 2 big throws, and now chasing after it. Going to be key now, though. We've talked about the one knock with Bolasetti with the ball. has been the extras. Again, 44 wides coming into the day through 17 innings. Can he control himself in this over, in a crucial over? 35 runs from the final 4 overs. This is a big over in the context of the game.
This is a huge over. This is the type of situation you see Abraham Bolasetti out there right now, running all over the place, aggressively trying to find a way to make an impact in this game. And this is what you want from your young players. A lot of people felt like he should have been taken in the U23 draft of the Major League Cricket. I'm one of those people, but it's mostly because of his attitude. Sure, he has a good tool chest, but he's got a great attitude. Oh!
This clips something.
What
It's the
catch.
pad. It's the pad on the way through. But yeah, as you mentioned, Franklin Clement, really good behind those stumps all day long. Shows off again.
Ah, man, you heard the two sounds, the catch, and then the ball hit something going through. It must have been the leg pad, as you suggested.
Yeah,
the hit pad.
Alvin Barnett had signaled straight away. The umpire signaled straight away that it was the leg that it clipped on the way through. But good bowling from Bolasetti here. Another good ball. Went for the wider Yorker. Just finds one. Again, now it becomes interesting. You still favor the Royals here, but maybe some pressure being put on Ahad Malik to stay in there and win this game for his side.
And we're seeing some energy still in the field, in the fielders right now. Faki running over and giving a high five to Trayvon, just for the sake of it. But it keeps you in the game. You got to stay in the game. You have to believe you can win. You always have to believe you can win. This would not be a record-setting thing if they won this game. It would be unusual, but you have to believe in this.
Another good delivery from Bolasetti. Nate puts his finger straight up in the air. Not sure what game he's watching, but again, it's a good ball from Bolasetti. We've talked about it, waiting for that big jump from him. And this is another delivery going outside the stumps. A little bit of movement away.
I heard a little bit of a noise there. I don't know what it was. But
Nate, you might be hearing things already. It's not a good
It
thing.
just looked like it just felt like it might have just grazed the hair off the ball there at the very end of his bat, but did not.
This time bat on ball, gonna find one. Chance will run out.
Oh!
Rohan Fudke, a direct hit, and there's really good work from the two youngsters there, both part of that USA Under-19 team in 2021. And again, we've seen Rohan Fudke do this from cow corner out there, so not a surprise he did it from mid-off.
No surprise, and you expect this. When you see it coming to Rohan, you better get down there because he is going to throw accurately. He's going to throw quickly.
Something we're going to forget about there was the reaction from Abhiram Bolasetti to pick that ball up off the stumps. That came to him on the full, off the deflection from the stumps.
Unbelievable.
If he doesn't get that, maybe he sneak another run there if it gets past Franklin Clement.
That was great, with the light flying everywhere from those.
This one sweetly struck through the leg side. Fielder in place.
Oh.
And unable to keep it out.
Good effort.
It's going to be 4. A good over spoiled for the Raptors. And it makes it a really good one, that for the Baltimore Royals. It's 130 for 3 after 17. Take a look at this replay before we head off. Again, sweetly struck, found the gap, and just unable to collect it out there in the field. At the end of 17, it's 130 for 3.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Well, 3 overs left, 28 runs required, so the equation trickling in, still in favor of the Baltimore Royals, but bowling like this will help you. Fielding like this, it will not.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there, but overall I'm enjoying what I'm seeing today from the Raptors. It's encouraging to see the attitude they're putting forward on the ground. And we've talked before with Day and Pete about Trayvon being there overseas this year, being their wild card. And, you know, he speaks highly of Trayvon as a team player. He was thrilled to add him to the team.
Oh, this one outside edge is going to run away. It's going to run away for 4. This unfortunate. Aditya Badala deserves better than that, but you'll take it when you have luck on your side. And Ahad Malik, he has just that. He moves past the 60s now.
Yeah, unfortunate for that. Yeah, that was just so badly mishit that it went for 4. But yeah, you'll take that if you're the Royals. It takes a little bit of the pressure off right now. There's really not a whole lot of pressure on their shoulders.
And that's the reason why, because you can find boundaries off miscues, and that's been the key right now, is that they're able to find that odd boundary and haven't lost that wicket. Now, if you get the wicket here, if you're Aditya Badala, it's a new game.
Ooh.
Well stopped. Again, really good work in the field. Keeps it to just 1. And you mentioned it, the effort, the attitude that the Raptors have put forth has been very encouraging for Raptors fans as you continue to progress along this season.
Yes.
But will it serve them well enough today is going to be the question.
Yeah, earlier I was talking about Trayvon, the addition of Trayvon as a team player, and you know, with his bat and with the ball, he fell just shy of winning MVP of minor league cricket in the 2021 season. However,
this one struck powerfully down the ground, kept to just 1 though. Rohan Fudke out there again. Interesting. We're keeping it interesting, Nate.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Trayvon Griffith, but the game keeps getting a little bit more and more interesting just with every passing ball.
And I'm getting to the point that I want to make, which is what we were missing a little bit on this team was the overseas in the past, last season, bowling all-rounders or all-rounders who were fast bowlers, basically. And
this one aerial into the leg side. We'll find one.
And
they're pushing for 2. Hold on here, Nate. Hold on. They'll get there in the end. Better throw might have resulted in something, but wow, look at this. Good running. The call was late. Malik committed to it, and they get it done.
And Malik finally got his way, didn't he? Good, turning a single into a double there. But yeah, that was great. Good running there between the wickets. This is one of the reasons why this team is ahead right now.
Again, into the leg side. Again, will just be 1. No, it'll be 4. He's beat the fielders all around, and a great way to end the over for the Baltimore Royals. Well placed there from Abdul Malik. Take a look at this one. Great use of the wrist. Gets it over the top of the inside circle, and that fielder at deep mid-wicket, not a chance to get there. So at the end of 18, it's 143 for 3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Well, Nate, we've talked about the bowling for the Morrisville Raptors, and death bowling in particular is something to note as we see Abhiram Bolasetti back with ball in hand. Pushed and gonna need to cut singles, unable to do it. It's 14 from 11, but Nate, talk to me about the death bowling this season for the Morrisville Raptors.
Yeah, this season they're going to have to find a role player for this. As last year we had death bowling that was heavily the weight was lifted by Kesey Archibald last season, and then Matthew Ford when he came to replace Kesey because Kesey went off for the Windies A team. But yeah, that's something that's a big question mark in this team, and I'm very happy to see Bolasetti taking the ball in this 19th over. This 19th over of a chase like this is incredibly important. I think he's big enough to handle this.
Well, let's see. 14 runs needed, 11 deliveries to go. Hit down the ground, and they just settle for 1. It's really good work out in the deep. Again, you can see the intensity here from the Morrisville Raptors. They're just you got to stop every single run now. It's if you're the Baltimore Orioles, it's a simple equation. You're going to find a way to find one boundary or a couple of doubles, and you've won the game. Just make sure you keep runs flowing. So it's an uphill climb for the Raptors. But you mentioned I'm happy to see Bullacetti take the ball, because I think for the Morrisville Raptors, a big thing this season that you can do is develop a lot of the young talent, and to give a guy like Bullacetti this opportunity, I think is huge for them. This one hit away well enough, and it's going to go for 4. We talked about that odd boundary, just too wide and didn't quite hit that Yorker length. This time, no missing out for Derville Green, 4 runs.
Yeah, he drove that perfectly. He just put that away. Like you said before, at this point, you have to just wait for a bad ball or a half bad ball, and you just put it away. Otherwise, just go with singles and 1s and 2s.
Yeah, you can see the ploy here from Bullacetti. He's trying to go with that wide Yorker, and he just missed it. On that occasion, and when you miss by an inch, Derville Green's going to give you a mile, and he takes it away for 4. And now just 9 runs needed, 9 balls in hand, so it's a run a ball. And in the air, is that a hitting knock? No, it's going to be 1 bounce over the rope for 4. And Derville Green, he's putting some authority to the end of this run chase. 4 more.
Yes, and we can see the game slipping away now from the Raptors. Once again, just on that 4th or 5th stump line. Just smashes it right over the circle there.
Yeah, beautifully done. Plays it over, extra cover. Always tough to do on the up as well. And just a lofted drive, a lot of confidence. And for the Baltimore Orioles, you look at this chase, you didn't have to use a lot of the talent that you have, and you've shown off the talent that you have. Ravinder Singh doesn't score. Rithik Vahera doesn't score, but you still have Captain Jessica Malutta with a 50. Ahad Malik with a 50. Derville Green played well. Short. Is it wide? It won't be given wide. Is it one for the over as well? We'll get that there, but I like the intensity there from Ravinder digging it in short.
Me too. I like that comeback there. That's, brush back. Brush them back. Let them know that you're not just going to let them walk all over you. I like that. That's good stuff from Bullacetti here. Look at this. Very good. Nice. This was a really well-bowled ball.
Yeah, well angled into Derville Green, and Derville Green not going to fend anything he doesn't have to. This one, well played. You can hear the scream from Derville Green. He feels like he should have taken this one all the way over the top of point for 6 runs. He's going to be disappointed with missing that one, but a good over. Just 5 runs needed from the last. It's 153 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Hey, first ball wicket.
Well, here we go. Nate, you're talking about it. First ball wicket, anything could happen. Well, why is he talking about that? Because it's 5 from the last. Aditya Badala has the ball in hand. He's bowled well. Think about the boundaries hit off of him. I find one conventional boundary that gives me confidence in the strokes from the Baltimore Orioles. Other than that, it's been all really edges, all shots that haven't been too convincing in my book. And now we look at Aditya Badala. Has to defend 5 against 2 batters who have found rhythm. Ahad Malik, 69 from 48 with 9 4s and a 6. And Derville Green, who in that last over found some rhythm. Nate, who's your money on?
Well, I mean, I think the safe money right now is on the Royals. They only need 5 runs. We've seen weirder things than this at Church Street Park.
Well, let's see if we'll see something weird. This one, they're pushing for 2. They're going to get it. They're going to get 2 all day of the week. They get 2 runs. As well placed. He pushes it away from that short third, and really no shot for Sanjay Stanley out there. Deep cover. They find 2, and now just 3 from the last 5. And again, I'm really impressed with the way Ahad Malik has played the innings today. He hasn't done anything too ambitious or flamboyant, but he's just been really mature and smart going about his innings. And look at that. Talk about flamboyance.
Oh, caught at the boundary.
Tried it. And Abidam Bolasetti makes a great play on that ball. And is there another twist in the tail here, Nate? You talk about a first ball wicket. How about a second ball wicket? Aditya Badala strikes again, just looking to flick it, use the wrist. Fielder was moved in that direction, and Abidam Bolasetti safe hands on the boundary. Another twist in this tail here.
Well, there's one thing is for certain. Anybody watching this game is going to come away thinking the Morrisville Raptors have a lot of good young cricketers. They certainly do. That was a great catch. This is good stuff from Adi Padala. We've seen good bowling from him today. We've seen brave bowling from Abidam Bolasetti. We saw good ball striking from him. This is a team full of young players. This is the year where a lot of these young players are going to get a lion's share of these chances. This is going to be an exciting year to me.
Yeah. Again, if you're a Morrisville Raptors fan, you've got to be excited about the young talent. And you've seen them on display in spurts throughout minor league cricket, but haven't been able to see them get a real look. And this year, it feels like they are getting that real look. And we'll see Bipul Sharma come into the middle now, and he's got to find a way to finish off this innings. Just 3 runs needed from 4 deliveries. Wickets aren't a problem. And pushed. Single taken, single gotten. Good effort there from the skipper, Dane Pete, but all in vain, really. 2 from 3 now. Again, Nate, remember last year when we started minor league cricket, July 4th when we came here?
Wonderful.
We had 2 super overs.
We had back-to-back super overs. And
a last ball finish to start it off.
Yes, Friday was the last ball finish.
Are we in tune for a super over?
That would be great.
It's 2 from 3 here.
I'm ready for it. I'm excited for that. Let's go ahead and let's think really hard about this and let's.
A dot ball will make things really interesting here. A wicket would make things interesting.
Let's influence this with our our energy. Let's put our energy
more
together.
cricket at Church Street Park, the better for me. As we'll see Derville Green again, who found flow, liked playing it on the up. You can see he's going to throw his hands through the ball. So comes the question, Aditya Badala, very good with the cutters. Yeah, is Derville Green going to try to finish this off in style, or will he just play it away? Because I think it's going to be an off cutter from Badala. Oh, in style, in style, in style. Sends it back to the Raptors dugout to add insult to injury. And the Baltimore Royals, they walk away with an impressive win here, chasing down 158 runs. Take a look at this. Made some room and blasted away. That's Derville Green for you, coming all the way from the Athletics of Lone Star, and is now winning games for the Baltimore Orioles at Church Street Park.
Yes, what a great mature innings from Baltimore today. They just played the way that they needed to play to win this game. They just did everything they needed to do with the bat to put it away. They didn't take on Dane Pete, who was their biggest threat, and they played him out and managed to win the game. They went and they won it. You know, it went down to the final couple of balls here, but it never really felt like it was out of their hands once they put together that third wicket partnership.
Yeah, put together that third wicket partnership. You mentioned as you look at the batting card, Ritik Behar unable to get going, but Jasker Malhotra 50 from 47. A captain's knock from him. Ahad Malik, who was my player of the match, really 71 from 50. Really was a mature innings, you mentioned. And then Derville Green coming in, smacking 3 4s at the end to make it 18 from 14. With the ball, though, not much to complain about if you're the Morrisville Raptors. I think got to fix the extras. You had a total of 14 extras, 12 wides. Can't have that happen. The best bowler of the day, you would have to say Dane Pete, 4 overs, 23 runs. No wickets to his name. And then Padala, I would also put up there. 3.4 overs, 30 runs, 2 wickets to his name. Abidam Bolasetti looked good. Rashesh Pacero looked good. There's plenty of good signs to take in for the next game for the Raptors.
Yes, I would be encouraged a little bit. I understand that standard for the Raptors is to win the game, but I would be encouraged, I think, playing with the team that they have this year compared to the players that they had last year, which they had a little stronger batting mixed throughout. They had, like I said before, they had their death bowling sorted. But seeing Bolasetti perform the way he did with the ball, or look as comfortable as he did with the ball in the death, I think should be encouraging to you. If you're a Raptors fan, if you're anybody, in the team setup, you should be encouraged today by this team. I think if they go with the distance in every one of their games this season, they should be very proud of themselves.
Yep, an exciting finish to today's game here. Make sure we appreciate you joining us for this first match at Church Street Park of minor league cricket. Again, the Baltimore Royals get a 6-wicket win, and we will be glad to see you back here tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where we'll see the same two teams face off in what was supposed to be Friday's matchup, but we didn't lose that game. We get another game at Church Street Park. We thank you all for tuning in and joining this coverage of the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. I'm Owen Patel for Nate Hayes, for Bob Begg, who's running the entire production. Signing off for now. We'll see you right back here at Church Street Park. For the Baltimore Royals. Oh, this one looks straight in front, straight away, didn't even wait for it. That's the first wicket down. Oh, this one timed sweetly through the covers. Chase being given is going to need a lot of work, and it won't be done. Brilliant shot from Ravinder. We talked about his. Tells me they're going to try to take advantage of what the wicket is, but that's why as well. Look at the passion, the expression from Rashesh Behar. This one much better, but it's tucked away, and it's going to be 4 runs. You can see the plan is to attack the legs. Royals. And again, there's 4 more. Just far too straight as Everroy Dyer. I think he might want to consider coming around the wicket here to the left.
Ooh, punch that one.
Oh, he'll pick up 4. It's a brilliant shot there. Met it on the full. Really a half volley that from Oscar Malhotra. Not in full flow yet. This one, though, Rashesh saying he touched it, but I think he was well back. Well, this one Jaskar Malhotra's got a hold of. We talked about it. It was a matter of time before he connected on one. That one just sat up in the slot. Well, you say that. He gets a full toss. Just evades the man at mid-off and will find himself 4 runs there.
That final 6.
This one aerial as well. Bigger and better. In and out through the covers. He'll fetch himself 6 runs there. It's a brilliant shot. This one just jars back in and gets behind point. It's well placed there from the Baltimore Royals, and that'll beat the man out in the deep. It'll be 4 runs, a big 4 there for the Royals. This one aerial over the top of point, and they'll fetch 4 runs for it. Malik, he's played one purely on the ground through point for 4 now in the air. The wickets bowling into Jaskar Malhotra. This one hits straight back down the ground. 1 bounce 4, beats long off. We've talked about sure there's a little side of each of them that want to win the battle right now. Jaskar gets it in the air, and he gets another one to go for 4. Comes down the track, up in the air, has not gone all of it, but he'll get enough. It'll be a 1 bounce 4. Fielder was brought inside that long. The Morrisville Raptors. Again, plays a similar shot this time. Gets through 3rd man, and you can't have that. That's 4 runs. It's easy.
Ooh.
Run down through 3rd man. It's run fine. It's going to run all the way to the rope for 4. Not the way Dane Pete would have. Effort for the Raptors, but that's not going to do it. 5 wides. He struggled with the extras, and those freebies, they just ain't going to cut it right now. 4. This one, it's up in the air. Who wants it? Hasn't gotten all of it. Fielder settles underneath it. And he takes the catch. Well done down the deep. It's a big moment in the game.
Did not.
This time bat on ball. Gonna find one. Chance of a run out.
Oh!
Rohan Fudke, a direct hit. And there's really good work from the 2 youngsters there. Both part up. This one sweetly struck through the leg side. Fielder in place.
Oh!
And unable to keep it out.
Good effort.
It's gonna be 4. A good over spoiled for the Raptors. Oh, this one outside edge is going to run away. It's going to run away for 4. This unfortunate. Aditya Badala deserves better than that. Again, into the leg side. Again, will just be 1. No, it'll be 4. He's beat the fielders all around. And a great way to end the over for the Baltimore Royals. This one hit away well enough. And it's going to go for 4. We talked about that odd boundary. Just too wide and didn't quite hit. And in the air, is that a hitting knock? No, it's going to be 1 bounce over the rope for 4. And Derville Green, he's putting some authority to the end of this run. And look at that. Talk about flamboyance.
Oh, caught at the boundary.
Tried it. And Abhiram Bolasetti makes a great play on that ball. And is there... Oh, in style, in style. Sends it back to the Raptors dugout to add insult to injury. And the Baltimore Royals, they walk away with an impressive win.